Hi, everybody. Welcome to my stream. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button on your way in. If you have social media, make sure you guys are sharing my stream. Also, make sure you guys are supporting my platform in all ways you can. So, today I have Game Changer with me. Hi, Game Changer.
Hello, Melody. How you doing?
Good. How are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for asking.
Good. Yeah, I'm feeling so much better actually. I tested negative, so that's a good thing.
That's good to hear. Yeah, I remember you sent me the message saying that. Happy for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So today, Cece and I will be breaking down women getting allowances from their husband. So what's your take on that, DC?
Well, I think that every relationship is unique, but I do think that it is the most functional way that a relationship can work if she's working. And it really shows a level of maturity with the woman. It means that she's not about the bag. She's really just about making sure that the household and the marriage functions properly. So absolutely, I think it works for a lot of couples.
Right, I'm all for it. Going to work every day and then giving him my check, and he just helps me out by giving me money for groceries, to make sure I maintain my appearance and things like that. But I definitely don't mind giving my man my check.
Now, what are your thoughts on the amount?
Sorry, my phone was ringing. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm on my phone. Yeah, I know a lot of women would say I'm crazy for thinking that way, but honestly, that's the only way a household can work, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, there are cases where the woman isn't working at all, in which case she does get an allowance, but she's not because there's two aspects here. One aspect is her, giving her entire paycheck to him, and the other aspect is him giving her an allowance. I think that the women are all for the second aspect, however, the first one, giving the entire paycheck to the guy, is something that many are against.
Yeah, I don't understand that because women know how they are. They get the money, they want to go shopping, they want to blow it all on things that's useless. But usually, when a man takes the paycheck, I'm assuming that he's taking it for bills and, to get things done.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then right, and then he's giving her money to maintain how she looks and, to get the groceries and everything, which is fine with me.
And
So,
either way, it really, in my opinion, it doesn't matter which one. The more responsible party of the two, even if the woman was the more responsible party with money, let's just say
mhm.
she's an accountant, she has $20 shoes on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, he's the guy that liked to buy, the $5,000 pair of Jordans, then yeah, I think that the paycheck should go to her in that case.
Right. And I do agree with that because somebody said, Mr. Know It All, he says, what if the man sucks at math? Should he still have the paycheck? Absolutely not.
Yeah, I mean, there's math, and then there's finance. Like if he's bad at math, however he's fiscally responsible, then that's fine. Okay, so let's look at Chris Rock's father on Everybody Hates Chris. He was like, that's 10 cents worth of stamp and stuff like that. He should hold the paycheck. Like he's the one that knows how to. It's not his ability with math. He's the frugal one. The frugal one of the two should be the one responsible for the finances, in my opinion.
And usually that's the man
Yeah, usually that's the
in
man.
most cases. Right.
There
I'm
are
all about
exceptions,
tradition.
and Mr. Know-it-all brought that up, but and that's what he was getting at. But usually the man is the more responsible one.
Exactly. Now, if I didn't have to work, because in some cases the man is making a certain amount of money, and all the woman have to do is stay home and make sure home is taken care of and make sure the bills are paid and everything, then I wouldn't mind him giving me an allowance. Or, if he wants me to take care of the bills, I'll just do it myself. Like if you say, hey, I'll transfer the money over to a joint account. That's when a joint account comes in. Because I don't think the woman, to me, it's just not, it's weird for a woman to just have all of the money. I think she definitely needs to have a joint account. What do you think?
Okay, so I never really understood the purpose of a joint account when two people are working. Because essentially you're just putting the money in one. I mean, it's okay, but it's really serving the same function as having two separate accounts, which is where you started off. Like, you basically just have a place where both parties have access to, the household income. That's well and good. I just don't really think that what's going on, Dr. Thunder. I just don't think that it's really practical.
I think it's good if she's the financial person, if she's the one taking care of all the bills. That way he can go into the account at any time.
Yeah, but I mean, wouldn't a reverse situation work in that case also, to where he gets the allowance and she, don't?
I just think that's weird for a woman to give a man allowance.
I do.
You know what I mean?
Well,
So,
like in the movie Fences. So she was the more responsible one, and he just came in, and he was a garbage man. He just came in and gave her the paycheck, and she took care of all the household needs.
and
Yeah,
that's fine. Yeah,
yeah,
that's fine. But for her to say here, so you take this amount and you go and get your clothes and get your hair cut. I feel like that's more like of a mommy role. It's a little weird to me. But
well,
when a man does it, it's more of a masculine thing. You understand what I mean?
I understand. It's a bad look, is essentially what you're saying. I
Right.
agree. I think in Fences, and this is probably how it would work, is he gave her all but his allowance. So he didn't give the whole paycheck, like, because he did go to the bar and do his thing. So I think he just gave all but his cut.
Okay, that works.
Yeah.
Why
So
do people keep
should I play the
calling me?
video now?
As long as she's not dishing out the allowance, then it's fine. Because to me, that's just a little weird.
It's a bad look. I feel you.
Yeah. Mr. Know-it-all says, how much do you think you'd need for a weekly allowance? Whatever he gives me,
Yeah,
whatever he thinks is good.
and that's a little tough, especially as a man, from the man's point of view, especially if she works flexible hours at whatever type of work she does, say a caregiver or something like that. Then it becomes a matter of, will she work just enough? So say her allowance is 250 a week. Will she only work for $250? Or
But
say if she's an Uber driver, and she drives, and say she get $50 a trip. Do she just do 5 trips? Like, okay, this is my allowance. Like, do she just do enough just to cover the allowance? Is you know maybe a problem that can arise. I could see that coming a mile away.
right, but I'm talking about a normal household where both of you guys are working normal hours and have normal jobs, and it doesn't matter what you make. He still should give you the 250 a week. But some women, like these days, these modern women, they would just do what you just said. They'll work for only 250 and that's it. That way you'll just give it to her, which is silly to me.
Hmm.
But
So
a lot
just
of women would
200,
do that.
basically, you're giving her your 50. Yeah.
Exactly. You're giving her more than what she even made, which is ridiculous. But I guess it depends on the couple.
Yeah, it does. And keep in mind that there's all sorts of situations out there that, you know, um, you could get with a girl who's smart, and however she has a bunch of student loan debts, or a woman who signed a couple of bad car deals, deals for, you know, one of these predatory loans to purchase a car. She has like a really expensive Mercedes or something like that, and but she don't make that much money, and the majority of the paycheck goes to the Mercedes. So you would determine the allowance from that, really.
That's true. And also credit. Credit is very important too in a relationship. Do you agree?
Hmm. Um. Well, mine's is, but I never really asked a woman what's her credit score.
Yeah, because if a woman has credit, that'll help both of them out a lot. Like then you guys can go and purchase a nice house, a nice car. I think credit definitely plays a part in a healthy relationship.
Well, I never joint purchased a home with a woman, and I buy all my cars outright. I don't like, and I know that there's a guy out here who talks about no debt, and I think he's full of, well, I have my opinions on him. I don't think there's anything wrong with secured debt at a reasonable interest rate. However, cars, because it depreciates in value, I
Hmm.
don't believe in using credit to buy cars.
Right. Well, yeah, I know some couples who believe in using credit for everything.
Hmm.
They use everything on credit and they have like 10 credit cards and that works for them. Some couples don't even believe in credit. Some would just rather use the paycheck money. So, like we were saying, it depends on a couple.
Well,
But
I use credit cards and I pay it back. I pay it back at the um, I pay it back, on a monthly basis. The reason why I do that is because there are certain rewards that you get with certain credit cards. Like
right,
let's
like
say
the
for
flyer
example,
miles and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, exactly, and you get those whether you pay any. If you pay it off at the end of the month, you don't have any interest, so you get that whether you pay interest on it or not, or
Yeah.
yeah, whether you pay them interest or not. So, to me, that's a good deal. So I use it for that reason.
Right. But you say you wouldn't use it for like a house or a car or anything like that.
Well, houses are different because they appreciate in value.
Right.
So, like the house will be worth more next year than it will be this year, and and continuously so. So you're not really, and the amount of increase is usually more than the interest. So to me, that's a good deal. However, a car, if you purchase a 2022 model, then in 2023 it's going to be worth a lot less.
That's true.
So
Yeah, you got a point there. I never thought of it that way. But
yeah.
Mr. Know It All, interesting. He says if the man is the fiscally responsible one, he gives he gives the allowance. But if the woman is responsible, the man just takes however much money he wants. Yeah, I think that's
Well,
fair.
no, I think that the reason why it's done that way, and the reason why Melody was bringing it up, is because it's symbolic. She feels that the act of giving him money is emasculating, so she would, it's really the same thing. He doesn't take what he wants. He probably takes a set amount, which is his allowance essentially. Let's just say that's also 250. It'll probably be a little less for men, but um, let's just say that that's also 250. Then yeah, um, it's really the same thing. It's just the act of how it's being done is different.
Exactly. Just like I wouldn't go out and try to make the first move for, to a man. It's because I don't feel that it's my place to go up to a man and try to talk to him.
Hmm.
I'm more of like the traditional person where I'd rather a guy come up to me and talk to me. So it's kind of like that. I don't think it's a woman's place to hand a man money.
Unless he's big pimping,
Exactly. Exactly.
then it's different.
Right.
Shout out to all the to all the P's out there.
Dr. Thunder says, is engaging in verbal thirst trapping right now. No, I'm just being honest on how I really feel. I don't mind. I don't mind it at all.
Well, share the screen to what prompted the conversation.
Okay.
So here's a obviously young married couple, and this is what they do. This is how they make their finances work.
So we both pay bills, but he pays for all of them because my check direct deposits into his account, so he can like have all the money in one place and we can save and stuff. And he like has investments that he invests our money into. He gives me an allowance, so it's $100 a week. Like if I need more, I can ask for more, but normally it's just like $100 a week. food and like random stuff I want to buy. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. We both pay for stuff, but you know, he handles all the money. That's the man shirt.
So this isn't. By the way, she has a bonnet on. It's
Yeah, but they were in bed.
true. Good
That's a
point.
little different.
I
Right.
think that you sent some pick me in her. That's why you came to her bonnet defense. But no,
Hmm.
okay. They are in bed, so I'll give that concession. But yeah, so it does seem like this works. He has investment, so this is something that works for the both of them. She understands that it's in their mutual best interest to do it this way. $100 is a bit steep, but then again, fellas, this is where you got to look at the type of chick you messing with. Like if you mess with all of these fake eyelash chicks and these fake hairnet chicks and what else they do that costs money.
Nails, $100
Oh, well, you do
nails.
the nails. Yeah, you do the nails. So you got to think like that's high maintenance. That that $100 don't cover that. Like how much is a hair session? A good weave, Melody.
A weave. Well, when I used to get my weaves, it was 170 for the installation. Then you gotta buy the hair, which is like $400, $500. So it's really, really expensive. But before you say anything, the hair is reusable. You can wash the hair and, clean it and stuff and put it back in your hair.
The hair in your own damn head is reusable.
Yeah. But sometimes,
The hair is reusable. What kind of crap is that?
but honestly, it's not cool for a woman to always wear weaves, especially because it can pull out your hair and your edges. But when you're wearing it for an occasion, like if you're gonna get clip-ons, that's what I wear. I like clip-ons because my hair is just as long as the weave, so I like clip-ons just to make it fuller. But
How much does
some
that
women,
cost?
it's cheaper because you're paying like $400 for the clips, and you wash your own hair, you do your own hair, and you clip it in. There's no paying for installations.
That's a month of her allowance. How
Yeah,
come she's getting by on $400 a month, and that's just one clip on for you? See,
but
that's the thing. It's costing money.
it costs money, but you buy it one time. You get what I mean? Like you'll buy that hair. That hair will last you a whole 1 or 2 years, and you just put it in your own hair. You just clip it on and you just go. It's not like, oh, you have to buy it every month. No,
But just put your own hair in your own hair.
absolutely, I agree. But sometimes, a woman just wanna switch it up. If she's going out, she might put the clips on and fix herself up and go out. But you don't wear it every day. No, it's not an everyday thing.
I'm a frugal man, and especially for something like that that's supposed to be to my benefit. I'm like, put it like this: I would question while doing the finances, do I want a clip on in your head so bad that I'm willing to pay $400 for it? Now, are you ready for a dude like that?
I have
That might
pretty
be
hair, so I wouldn't mind.
might have to put his foot down and say, look, these clip-ons, no, use your own damn hair or figure out some kind of way to make this $100 work.
Listen, a woman like me have a lot of hair, so if you tell me no clippings, no clippings.
All right. So you just saved the house $400.
Exactly. But if it's my birthday and I want to get
Then
clip-ons
you
to look
ask
good,
that for your birthday gift. You say, baby, what I want for my birthday is some clip-ons.
right?
But that's not part of the allowance. That's a birthday gift.
I agree. I agree with you.
Yeah.
There's no reason to be spending that just for nothing. I agree. But if it's a special occasion, a gift, yes.
Yeah.
So let me
Well,
read this
because
first.
essentially what you're doing is you're buying it to seduce a man that you already have.
Right.
This is already your this is already your dude. What's the clip-ons for? And if he's not willing to spend up $400 for it, then it probably ain't that seductive to him. Now if he is willing to spend like that extra $59.99 for that nurse's outfit that turns him on, then that's his thing. That's,
Right. Some men are into cosplay, so some men like to buy clip-ons to
exactly,
change them and outfits or wigs. Some men are into that.
exactly, exactly.
Like,
But
yeah,
that's him buying his thing. That's not part of the general allowance. If you were to spend your allowance money on it, that's because you're buying the clip-ons to make you feel good.
agreed. But allowance money should be on food for the house, like groceries. If you want to go and maybe get your nails done, because you want to look good, you want to feel good too, but not something too expensive. Um, Things like getting your Brazilian wax because you need that,
Hmm.
getting your eyebrows done, little things like that just to maintain your what do you call that, hygiene and your physical appearance and things like that. But no, it's ridiculous to buy clip-ons and stuff with it. I definitely agree with that.
I agree. I agree. Now, I favor myself to be a frugal dude, but $100 is a bit steep, depending on the crap that she came up with. Because once again, chicks sign into relationships with a whole bunch of crap, a whole bunch of student loan, credit cards maxed out the yin yang. They just
Hmm.
they come with like too much, and they not pulling in that much. So like at the end, all that's left is $400. So if
True.
she's one of those chicks, I get it, but
So
400 is a bit steep.
right. So let me ask
A
you, how
100
much?
is a bit steep.
Sorry, how much do you think is enough for allowance for your wife?
That is a good question. He's at a different stage in his life than I am. But provided that she has no debt or anything like that, I'd probably say anywhere between 1 to 250.
A week?
Yeah.
And that's for groceries as well and things that you need, or it's just for like her?
No, that's for groceries as well.
Okay, that's fair. Because honestly, if she's naturally pretty, she don't need all that extra stuff anyway, especially if she's married. Oh, but if she has kids, does that change the allowance?
Absolutely, it changes the allowance.
Because she has to buy diapers, things for the baby,
No,
things like that.
absolutely. Absolutely, it changes the allowance.
So with kids, how much?
I don't
With a
know.
newborn? Oh, well,
I'm,
you wouldn't know.
I haven't really been in that situation or close enough to that situation to even give it thought. So I couldn't even answer that one. That is a good question, though.
Right. I think with kids, maybe about it brings it up like significantly. Like I'm gonna say 500 if you have a baby.
Hmm.
400, 500. Because like I said, you have to buy the diapers, you gotta buy the clothes, you gotta buy the formula. If you're not breastfeeding, you gotta buy the shoes for the baby, a whole bunch of things. So definitely about 400 or 500 a month.
Now answer me this.
Mhm.
Um, how much? And you don't know this, so you don't have kids, so this situation don't apply to you. But maybe you know it, secondhand. How much? I don't think that they give welfare peoples um 2 G's a month, just government to pocket, and they have kids, and they also have to pay house notes and stuff like that.
Right. And how much is a welfare check
I don't know.
around? Yeah, I'm not sure. What is it, like 500 a month, six, 700? I'm not
Somebody in
sure.
the chat room knows. I don't know.
Anybody in the chat know how much a welfare check is? Because I know this. I know that when you have a baby, I think they give you something called WIC. They
Well,
give
yeah,
you,
I see those. They be taking so, and fellas, press one if WIC people get on your damn nerves and you feel that they should have their own line, or everybody else in the world should be allowed to cut them, and they only get to go when everybody else is finished. Who writing a damn check? You writing a check at the beginning of the thing, and then half of it be like, okay, here's the check for the milk. I'll pay cash for the bottle, and get out of here. You're holding up the damn line.
I've been behind WIC people. It's horrible
Yeah,
because they have like cereals and milks and all types of things, and some things aren't included in WIC. So sometimes they have to call the people to bring over the normal thing that's included, and then you have to wait behind this person for like 10 minutes. It's ridiculous. So I do think they should have their own line.
yeah, or something. Just get out of mine.
Right.
Like regular people should be allowed to cut them. Like nobody has time for that crap.
Exactly. Yeah, but I know they have WIC. I know they get food stamps, and I think they have a welfare check. Oh, yeah. And if they're on child support, they get that check as well. But you know what's crazy to me? They're getting all this money, yet their kid looks like crap, and they're walking around in Gucci and Prada, whatever the name brands are right now, because I don't care about name brand. But they're walking around all expensive hair, nails done, eyelashes, and their kid is walking around with dirty shoes on and old clothes. Did you notice that?
Uh-uh. Uh-uh. But I will like take a look at it. I'll keep an eye out for that. To be honest, I don't even like see them as, as like in a romantic sense. So, like, I see a wig check. I'm not looking like, ooh, but look at her hair. I see the wig check. That's it. I don't even. I look at you as like a whole bunch of problems. Like
Yeah.
you're annoying just at the grocery store. Imagine being in a relationship with you. And this isn't me, thumping on the single moms. This is just the wig moms. You are annoying at the grocery store. The day to day life of you is so awful. I couldn't bear it.
Yeah. And I don't mind the what you call the food stamp cards, because all it's like a regular credit card. Like I don't mind being in the back of someone with that, but it's just the wick. It's just the wick that kills me.
Hey, and you said that they only get the WIC when they're babies, right?
I believe so, yeah. I know a couple of people who are on wick.
Okay, so there you go. WIC is awful, fellas. Listen to me and listen to me good. The simple fact that either their titties don't work, or they do work, but they are spending government money so they don't have to use their titties, really says something about their brain and how it works. They're in the line holding up the line because they don't want to use their own damn titties. What does that say about them? What does that say? I'm telling. I knew it was something up. It's something just innately awful about wig chicks.
And some of their titties don't work though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It, which is not a good thing. It's not a good thing. I hate to say it, and I hate to hold something like that against a woman, but you got non-working titties.
Yeah. Or some women I heard breastfeeding and pumping hurt. I don't know how true that is, but I've heard that from plenty of moms.
I don't care about that. Melly, see, here's the thing. When it comes to me and women, fuck your pain. I just assume everything you do that I like hurts. Like I assume me taking your virginity hurts. You giving birth to my baby hurts. I just assume that being a woman is doing stuff that I like that hurts you. So breastfeed and take the hurt. I don't give a shit. Or I don't care. Excuse the language. But I don't care. It hurts. What kind of crap is that? It's supposed to hurt your
Well,
woman.
it's natural. Exactly. It's natural. Animals do it. Everybody do it. Deal with it.
Exactly.
That's how I look at it. Like I was a formula baby. Um, yeah, I think I'm perfectly fine, but some people say that breastfed babies come out better. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah. You are kind of short. I do agree with that.
Thanks, GC.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to say, but I don't know what would be the results had they gave you like human milk. But yeah, probably like how tall is your sister?
My sister, she was breastfed and she's 5. I'm 5'2", so she's like 5'4", maybe.
So yeah, she like denied you 2 inches of happiness.
Right.
Like who knows what happens when you don't breastfeed your kids. Just breastfeed them. Jesus Christ. Like who's that there's a guy that used to come here and flash all the time. Like and his penis was so small he wasn't breastfed. Like that That's the whole thing.
Right.
Like,
I doubt it.
yeah, and it's a good way to make sure that your son don't come out Jihei or ill give it, because you're getting him used to
Agree.
being attracted to titties early. So yeah, it's all pros, no cons.
Exactly. So, ladies, you hear that? Breastfeed your baby. You can only get good results. So, let me read these super
Yeah,
chats before we go on. Thanks,
yeah, go
Red
for it.
Pill Hustle. I appreciate you. He says, I think, I wish I had my computer. I can't even see these words. Hold on. I think the more financially responsible person should be in charge of the finances. I'd feel emasculated if a woman gave me allowance. Exactly.
Hmm.
I definitely agree. Thanks for that. And Dr. Thunder, thank you. He says, I'm teasing Sweet Melody Speaks. I know. Thanks a lot. And yeah, we do have to get that interview that you were asking for very soon. Maybe we can do one on your channel and then we can do one on mine. But definitely. Thanks for that super chat, though.
Well, so I had a cousin who was like that. She was always on me on my spending. When I was a teenager, and I would buy like name brand socks and stuff like that. So she's the one that I would say she's responsible enough to for her mate to say, okay, here's the check. I'll take the allowance. There are
Mhm.
certain women out there, not many, but there are certain women out there that's just on that, and play to your strengths. I don't care as long as it works.
Exactly. I mean, I'm all for it. Allowance, I'm for it. So,
Yeah,
ladies, don't feel embarrassed or shy to say that you have an allowance. That's only that's how our grandparents lived back in the day, and their parents and their parents. It's only I think it's the feminists who makes us feel like it's bad if we accept money from a man or if we give our money over to a man. It's nothing wrong with that. That's just how our grandparents lived.
yeah, true. But she'd have to be like a real, coupon chick in order to do that.
Oh, to do what? I'm sorry, I missed it.
No, in order to be the one that's financially responsible for everything, she would have to be a for real coupon chick. She would have to. By coupon chick, I mean, I used to watch this show. I forget what it's called. I watched it with my ex, but it was it showed like these people, these housewives and stuff,
Hmm.
and they sit there and clip coupons all day, and they get like the bootleg coupons and all kind of stuff, and they be couponing so hard. This one chick in a flyover state, she couponed so hard and so tough that she walked out the store with a bunch of groceries, and the store paid her. The store paid her like $1.19, and she walked away with all the stuff. She couponed so damn hard.
Oh yeah, I used to work in a supermarket, and I have stories for days. But you know the people who coupon the most? Indians, the Indians and the
Which one?
Arabs.
Which ones? What kind of Indians? Like East Indians or Native Americans?
East Indians.
Really? I didn't
Um,
know
yeah, so I used to work in this place called Corrado's. It was a farmer's market.
that. Okay.
And the women used to come in with like a whole bunch of coupons to the point, like you said, to the point that I had to pay them money.
Hmm.
It would be, oh, I'm sorry, hold on, my sound. Let me fix it. Hold
Okay.
on 1 second.
But yeah, fellas, like don't if your chick is on that level, if she's on some
Okay, I'm
extreme.
back.
Okay, cool. If she's
Can
on
you
some
hear me?
extreme couponing, yeah. If she's on some extreme couponing stuff and she's better at, holding on to a buck than you are, then hey, I say go for it. You know. Now, I get it. We do live in separate times, and you want that in case divorce happens. You don't want to be taken to the cleaners, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is something to take into consideration.
Hmm.
But generally speaking, the more financially responsible person should be the one that manages the income.
I agree. No, but back to the story I was saying before my sound messed up.
Uh huh.
Yeah, so the Indian women used to come in and I would have to give them back 10, 15, $20. But one of the women told me, hey, honestly, this is what I'm doing. My husband owns a store. I get food stamps and coupons. So basically, it was illegal what she was doing, but it worked. You get what I mean?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. So her husband owns a store.
Hmm.
So she was buying this stuff and taking it to the store. What was going on?
Well, whatever she did, she was able to get food stamps, the card, and coupons. But her husband owned a store, but I guess the system didn't know that they were married or they didn't know that he had a store. So she was using the food stamp card to get free food for his store. So pretty much they weren't putting out any money for the store for the groceries.
Oh no, I know people like that. I know people who did that. So the way it works is they're probably not married. They're just or they're not legally recognized as married. But
Hmm.
no, I know somebody who did that. In fact, she used to go to like Whole Foods with her food stamp card, but she was with my partner who is a high value dude, and but since they weren't married, because they're married now, but they were together like 10 years before they actually got married.
Hmm.
She could do that. She was just like a no income person as far as the government looked at it. So yeah, it is a way of gaming the system. I don't know if it's illegal, but it is a way of gaming the system.
Yeah,
I
but that's
was going to do
crazy.
that actually, not that in particular, but in college, I I was going to apply for food stamps. It's tough. It is tough. I was going to apply for food stamps, but my income was too high. I was working. So the way California works is is a little odd because it's very difficult to get stuff like financial aid and stuff like that because the you have to make a certain amount and that amount isn't a living wage here in California. It may be a living wage in other places, but it's not a living wage here. So I forget how much I was making at the. I think I was making like $13 an hour at my part time job, which didn't qualify me. Me and a couple of people did it. The only person who actually got it, who actually got food stamps, was a chick who, when she faxed in her form, it was a crease in it and it made her income look less than what it was. That was the only one that actually got away with that. But yeah, people with incomes get food stamps too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
But
like some housewives that aren't wives yet, them
mhm.
too.
Oh, I know this is not does not have to do anything with what we're talking about, but did you see La Peep yesterday?
I didn't.
Yeah, so all right, this can be another topic we do, but the girl Kayla was saying she don't think when you're just boyfriend and girlfriend, she don't think that you should cook, clean, do all that wife stuff until you guys are married. What's your take on that?
Well, my take on Kayla's a horrible person.
Yeah, she's definitely a feminist
Well,
from
it's
what I
not even
see.
okay. So, ladies, listen to me and listen to me good. Shout out to Chantel Swan, she's in the chat room.
Hey
Shout out to Toya.
Chantel. Hi Toya. Hi Alyssa. Welcome ladies.
Listen to me and listen to me good. Every time a woman tells you not to do something, these are the things she's doing. She's eliminating you as competition. It's kind of like those men that go around and say, "Oh man, you should never go down. You should never go down. You should never go down," and then they go down. And
Hmm.
they sell themselves on, oh, those other foods don't go down, but I do. That's what they doing. She know damn well she gonna cook. She know damn well she gonna clean. She's doing that anyway.
Yeah,
She's just
she
trying to convince everybody else to not do it so she can have the leg up.
well, she
So she
was
can get the leg
saying,
open. It's just trickery. It's bitchcraft, or excuse me, it's witchcraft. It's trickery.
right, because she was saying that she don't believe in living with a man yet if they're not married. She don't believe in doing any wife duties because she feels like he doesn't deserve that until they get married.
Hmm.
And once they get married, then she'll start showing that side of her. But then a lot of the people were saying, well, that's pretty much what a man is looking for before he marries you, which I agree with 100%. Like he wants you to do all those wife material things so he can know that you're the one. But she was on the opposite side of the fence. She's like, nope, nope, we're not doing this, we're not doing that. She was like, I'm gonna protect my womb so I won't end up a single mother. We're not gonna be having sex. Like she was saying all this other stuff, and I'm like, that's interesting. Her view of this.
Well, she know damn well she have sex. See, I'm telling you, it's lies. Think it's impossible to live the life that she's talking about. It's impossible to live the life that she's talking about. If you have her tell her story, her past relationships, you walk into their bedroom and it's two twin beds there, like Ricky Ricardo and some crap like that. She's lying. She's lying. According to her, she makes dishwasher and washer
Calling me.
dishes.
Sorry,
Well,
can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you.
I was
She makes.
saying,
Oh, go for it.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. You didn't finish talking.
No, she makes dishwater water, wash her own dishes, and then drains the sink, and then you got to make your own dishwater and wash your stuff. No, it's crap. Like she only puts her clothes in the washing machine or some crap like that, or she only mopped the part of the floor that she stood on. It's full of crap. How you gonna
Yeah.
clean up for yourself and not clean up with other people there? It don't make any damn sense. She's lying.
Well, she was saying she wouldn't clean for him because they're not living together. She said if they're not married, she's going to live home and he's going to live home. So she doesn't see the point of her cooking for him or doing any of that until they're married.
Okay, so then let's describe that relationship. Okay, so they have two separate apartments, and they're not sharing costs. Every time they go out, they split the tab. Et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It does seem very counterproductive. That is more feasible. Like that is something that could possibly work, but who wants to do that?
Exactly.
Especially with Kay. She's awful.
Yeah,
Fellas,
she's
know that when you wind up with your penis inside that you have hit rock bottom. And it says something about you. You didn't do this. It says something more about her. It says something more about her. That she's so afraid to be used for temporary gain that she creates all of these safeguards. She's basically saying, I don't want anybody getting over on me. That's not the way to live life. However, that is the way that she must live life. And the reason why she must live life that way is because so many guys have gotten over on her. Why? Because she is not long term material.
exactly. That's why, I mean, a lot of people have their reasons on why they're not in relationships or not married now. But I think that's why she's 30 years old and unmarried because of that, because she's not showing the wife potential.
Yeah,
She's not
exactly.
right.
She's not even doing wife stuff. Nor does she have intentions on doing wife stuff. Like I'm
Yeah.
not gonna get you a sandwich until after marriage. That's ridiculous. That's like saying I'm not gonna throw a punch until I'm the champion. It doesn't make sense.
It may, but yeah, I thought I would share that with you because I was listening to it the whole time, like, is she serious? And everybody else was against that. They're like, no, you're supposed to show the man what you can do. And then she was like, no, but I think it's vice versa. I think the man need to show me too. She was like, just like you guys are saying, women need to show the man. I think the man needs to show the woman that he's capable of being a husband. And she said,
Exactly.
and
That's
once
what
he
we
shows that,
should.
she said, and once he shows that and he gives me my ring, and then, then I start showing him.
But you don't show him anything. See, she said too that he should show her too, but you're not showing him. You basically want to sit there and be treated as a wife without doing your wifely responsibilities at all. And you want to continue this process indefinitely. I'm telling you, one of two things are going on here. Either she's been misled or she is deliberately misleading others. And she's doing this to for the reason that I stated before. Now, I want to point something out. I want to point something out. Here, let me share the screen again.
Okay.
Now, I want y'all to pay close attention to how much prettier this chick is than Kayla. I want to point that out. And notice how less of a fear she has about losing out. She's not worried about him taking the money and going or something like that. She doesn't have the apprehension. And she's married and she's younger. She's younger, hotter, sexier, and quite possibly childless. She has all these advantages. Plus, she is a better person. That is the benefit of pick-me's. See, fellas, listen me and listen me good. Listen me and listen me good. If you ain't effing pick-me's, you ain't
You ain't
effing shit.
effing fit.
And this is why. This is why. Look at the smile on his face. Imagine if this was Kayla. You think he'd be smiling?
No.
After having spending however long of an incubation period hoping to actually get into bed with her in the Minnie Mouse pajamas, do you think he would be actually smiling? No, he wouldn't. Why? Because of the difference in weight and caliber.
And they're
Yeah.
so cute, GC. They have the matching PJs and everything. Aw.
Yeah, exactly, because they're happy and they've been practicing at being together for a while. And it takes practice to get the matching PJs down and stuff like that. It takes practice. You don't say, "Oh no, we're going to live in separate homes and then one day we're going to get together, so, hit the gym dude because you're going to have to carry me over the threshold." No. No, I don't want to do curls in order to prepare to carry you over the threshold. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous.
Now, and listen to what she has to say.
So we both pay bills, but he pays for all of them because my check direct deposits into his account, so he can like have all the money in one place and we can save and stuff. And he like has investments that he invests our money into. He gives me an allowance of $100 a week. Like if I need more, I can ask for more, but normally it's just like $100 a week for like food and like random stuff I want to buy. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. We both pay for stuff, but he handles all the money. As the man should.
See, another example. So you could deal with this or you could deal with that. You could deal with this or you could deal with that. You could deal with this or you could deal with that or you could deal with this because this is kind of fat. And that's another thing. See, she's not preparing at all. The chicken in this thing is preparing. She's prepared. She understands the concept of compromise and concession. She knows that if she will be a decent woman, she'll find herself a decent man and maintain the relationship.
Agreed. Agreed. I see nothing wrong with what she said. I agree with her 100%.
Yeah.
So let me just read the super chat. Thank you, Eugene Steele. He says, I know that a woman's supposed to support her husband, but do you really think that it is fair that she gives all the money she busts her A for her husband and just get a chunk change? Ah, sorry, I can't see. Just get chunk change?
Yeah. Well, I think he meant chump. I think he meant chump, and it was an auto spell correct thing. And here's the thing: she's not doing it for herself. She's not busting her hump for herself. She's busting it for the family that these two are going to create. That is who she's busting the hump for. That's who both of them are busting the hump for. That's who every man who ever had a hump who's busted it is busted it for. You think you think that men who back in the day they share the screen. You think that the men back in the day who worked in the coal mines, actually they still work in the coal mines and they work in the roof tars and they work in the garbage factories and they worked in the silver mines and stuff like that. You think they did it for their own? You think they did it so they could have fancy shoes and stuff like that? No, they did it for the future of their families. They picked cotton and tobacco for the future of their families. It's not a matter of individual spending. See, this whole individual spending thing is a new concept that was put on to people, to Westerners, by the people who sell individuals good. So no, she is busting her hump for the good of the family. And she knows that the most efficient hump busting comes when the more fiscally responsible person is is um is managing the finances. She understands that. It's about the future and it's about family. But what is it about with Kay? What is it about with Kay? It's not about future or family. It's about food. It's
No,
about
not
food
Kay.
in her
I'm
belly
sorry.
right now. Go ahead.
GC, it's not Kay, it's Kayla. It's two of them.
Oh yeah, Kayla.
Kayla is the dark skinned one, yeah.
They're the same person. It's about food in the family, in the belly. Right. Get them out. Hold on. I'll get them out. Get out that Lawton person.
Yeah, got him. Get him out, please. Thank you.
So when you look at these two, it's not about them. It's not about her. It's not about her need for the latest Italian purse or whatnot. It's not about whatever that is, whatever the new hot bag is. It's not about that with her. It's about it's see. I'm gonna show you what it's about with her. I'm gonna show you what it's about with her.
But he pays.
You see that? It is about their light skinned children. That's what it's about. It's about him getting with her and having light skinned kids and having money for them to go to better schools and stuff like that. Or one of them becomes sick, and it's about the future.
Hmm.
It's about the future. It's not about no crap like that. So yeah, that's my take on that.
Exactly. So I'm gonna drop the link. Anybody have any questions, or if you guys don't agree with, with Game Changer and I, please come up and speak your piece. I'm gonna drop the link. 1 second. Chantel, come up. I would love to hear your take on this, if you can. And you too, Eugene, come up and explain that super chat, because a lot of us don't understand.
Well, Chantel said the $100 is. Let's see. I'm hesitant about the $100. The $100, I don't know if that is part of the cosmetic needs or what. So, see, it could be that they have like a separate cosmetic budget aside, or if she has a car note, then that's not included. But yeah, $100 is low, but they're very young. So, that's like, hey, this year it's 100, next year it's 150.
Yeah, $100 isn't really enough for, you have to buy lotions and food and a whole bunch of things. It needs to at least be 250 to 300. I kind of agree.
How much lotion do you get?
I mean, like you need to buy soaps, toothpaste, toothbrush, the things you need.
Well, see, I'm thinking stuff like that may fall into like the general spending thing. Like that's part of what he's taking care of.
Got you. So he's probably buying that stuff anyway and still giving her an allowance. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that might be part of like the general spending.
Got it. So what about things like a Brazilian wax?
Yeah,
That's
that comes
something
out of
that you need,
$100.
huh?
That comes out of $100, as it should. Like that's not general household spending. A Brazilian wax is not general household
Do
spending,
you know
and
how much a Brazilian is?
I personally don't care. Like if you can, like well, yeah, a Brazilian is $40. No, I'm joking.
No, it's a little more than $40. It's like 65 to 70. And that's part of hygiene.
Um, do you know how much a Dollar Tree razor costs?
No, but you get
$10.
razor bumps and it's not healthy for your skin. A woman is very sensitive down there, so they say a wax is a lot better for a woman. So,
You do you, but I'm just saying that's a little steep. $65. I'm a frugal man.
right. I understand. But hi, Eugene. Welcome.
All right, can you hear me now?
Yes. How
Hey,
are you?
how you doing?
Good, thanks.
Okay, what I was thinking was this. Now, yeah, if a man and woman works, I mean, man's the your breadwinner. He pays most of the bills. I mean, she should contribute too, and I totally believe that. But the thing that sort of, well, I'm not sure if baffles a word for it, is that you know she works for the money and then she give the man all her money and then just get an allowance back. You know, when she was working, as well. Um, yeah, I find it a little bit strange.
Why is that strange?
Well, I mean, think about it. Now, yeah, the man really should be the breadwinner, and you know, she should contribute something, but you know, just to give all her money she worked for. I don't
What
understand.
better?
Can you
Okay, answer
explain
me
that?
this. Answer me this, Eugene. What better could she be spending it on than investing in him and or excuse me in their relationship, in the future of their relationship? What better could she be spending the bulk load of her money from? Let's say she makes $1,000 a week, right? fifty-two
Uh-huh.
thousand dollars a year. Um, and she gets the $900 she keeps.
Uh-huh.
What better could she be spending that $900 on?
Well, I mean, it could be anything. I mean, I get what you're saying, but
Well, go ahead, say it. What better could she be spending the money on?
well, it depends on what she really wants, you know.
That's what she wants.
Oh, that's
Him
what she
and his light
wants.
skinned babies is what she wants.
Oh, okay. So, I mean, if she wants to do that, I mean, that's fine. You know, if she wants to, well, and it's good to,
Of course, she wants
pour
to do
money.
it, Eugene. That's why she's doing it. Like, he's not forcing her. That's why she's doing it, because she wants to do it. There isn't nothing better that $900 can go towards but the future of the family.
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yes, I I see what you're saying. Thanks for clearing that up.
Hmm.
Yeah, and then he's giving her the money so she can take care of herself and the groceries for the house. So I don't really see a problem with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see what you're saying now. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And you know what's crazy? Some women actually don't know how to spend money. I've seen women get $900 on their check and spend a whole entire thing on a weave to buy the hair, to buy the weave, get the eyelashes done. That $900 is gone in 2 days.
Oh
But
man.
yeah, but if I feel like a man is helping her with the money, he's like, okay, listen, babe, we need this for this bill, we need to buy groceries.
Hmm.
It helps her more. So
Yeah,
I see nothing wrong with that.
yeah. Um, and oh yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, and I sort of feel for the women. You know, all the stuff, all the money they have to spend. You know, just to now overdo themselves. Now it's ridiculous. You know.
Yeah, it is, Eugene. Because think about it. Whenever you see like these biggins and I'm gonna do a video on the biggin tomorrow. In fact, Chantel already did one on her. And they have like all this makeup spray painted on their face, and the eyelashes and the eyebrows and the hair and stuff like that. All that costs money. All that costs money. That's money that's taken
Absolutely.
away from the household, and it's all to divert from the fact that she's fat. Like they're trying to hide that, and you have to pick up the bill for all that crap.
Mhm.
It's bad enough that the Brazilian costs, what do you say, $65? Good Lord.
$55 for Brazilian. I take everything off. So that's to take everything
TMI,
off. Huh?
I would say TMI, but I'm
Oh,
just
I'm
saying,
sorry.
my haircuts
Just
is
being honest. It's
$25.
hygiene.
I
Yeah,
really get cut.
yeah. I know. I've watched another woman content creator talking about much cheaper ways to make yourself look good and not spend buku money in order to do that.
Yeah, it's called
And
Hmm.
working out.
yeah,
It's called working out and shampoo. Like, d- d- why you got all that crap? Why you got all that glue and stuff? And all of that like industrial type chemicals that would make a lesser person a ninja turtle. Like, why do you have that in your hair? That's expensive.
Very
and
expensive.
Go for
But
it.
you know, women spend anything just to make themselves look good, especially because they can make themselves go from a 5 to a 10. And makeup, I think makeup is like $80. I don't buy makeup, but I think somebody said makeup was like $80 if you're gonna get the whole thing,
Mhm.
foundation, eyeshadow, and all that. So it's expensive.
Nah, they here. I'm gonna find a video. I know what they be doing, Melody. It's not just regular makeup. Like I'm telling you, like the stuff that people paint their house and their car with, like the electrostatic paint. That's what they be putting on
Oh
their
my
face.
god,
That's what they be
bags.
putting on their face.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So, and I know that that's more expensive than regular makeup.
Yeah, agreed. Oh
Yeah.
wait, Chantel said $80. Nah, foundation alone is $80.
Ooh,
See?
wow.
So it's probably like $200 if you want to do your whole face.
Ooh.
So, all right, so you get a $500 weave, $200 to install it. That's 700. Then you're spending like $200 on makeup. That's 900. And then you're getting your eyelashes done. That's what, like $50 to get your eyelashes done. And then your nails is like $80. And if you want to get your feet done, that's another $30, $40. So this is what women are spending on themselves.
I mean, they spend 1/3 of their house bills on it, or one half.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. And the older they are, the more debt
Exactly.
accumulated as a result of that. Now,
That's
let me ask y'all this, because this is something I don't mind spending the money on. How much is the lip gloss bill?
You said how much is lip gloss?
How much is the lip gloss bill? How much at the end of the month? How much do y'all spend on lip gloss? Right
Oh,
here.
I love lip gloss. That's all I use. I One lip gloss is like $5, maybe less than that if you get it from a beauty supply store.
Hmm.
But that's all I use is lip gloss and maybe some mascara, or I might get the very natural eyelashes put in, and that's cheap. I don't spend too much for that. But some of these women walk around with the eyelashes that's like way too long. It's ridiculous. And I heard that was like $50, 50 to $100 just to put those in, you know?
I
So,
don't mind spending on the lip gloss bill. You won't hear me complain about the lip gloss bill. Shout out to Chantel Simone. You won't hear me, complain about putting a bill on some dark rim glasses, you know. And
mhm.
shout out to Reva on some braces. And shout out to you, Melody, even though it's free, freckles.
Oh yeah, you like my freckles, huh?
Yeah, I like the freckles. Yeah.
Yeah.
So share the screen. Share the screen. Let me show you something.
Okay. Go to it. Okay.
Look at this chick, right? Look at her knuckles. Look at
Rose knuckles. That's what you talk about.
Yeah, because they be fighting. Women like this is always fighting prettier chicks, always. But watch this. Watch this. Even look at that. Look at that. Look at all the makeup it takes for that to happen. How
Ew,
much?
but
How
whoa,
much do you think that their makeup bill is?
like $200.
What, a week?
Well, no,
So in
you
order
spend
to
200. That'll probably last you for a couple of months.
you have to in order to erect yourself, you have to she has to like I'm telling you, they be Earl Scheib in their face. She has to do that each and every single day before her husband wakes up. He listen, he never wants to see this ever. He wants to live in an illusion and in a delusion.
Wow, is this real?
Huh?
That's
Is
definitely
this
real.
is this real or are they trolling us?
No, I
Now
see it
there's
here.
tons of these videos.
It
What
cannot
the
always be night.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
It looked like two different people, you know.
Yeah, but the teeth.
What is
Oh
she
well,
doing?
she whitened them though. They look a lot better than he did.
Well, how come she didn't just brush them? So whitening costs money.
Hmm.
I'm, like all this stuff costs money. It takes money to go from one thing to another. But it, yeah,
Cosmetics, and don't forget, a lot of these husbands are buying their wives' breast and bodies. They're getting those what is it, BBLs?
Yep, BBLs.
Yeah,
No,
so
no.
it's a lot of money. Hi, hey, Red Pill.
Hey, how's it going? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
So, what's on your mind?
I just wanted to chime in and contribute to the conversation. I pretty much agree with everything GC has said. Um, to bring it back to the allowance thing, I definitely think I think most men should just be giving the woman allowance. And just from my own personal anecdotal experience, I was in an LTR, and we all know women are they're the biggest consumers. So she just wasn't like really thinking about what to do with the money for the future. She was just thinking like now, now, now. And I had
Mhm.
her set up a savings account for investments. And I was like, don't touch this account. This is how it's going to work. You're going to put 10% of your income in this account. You're not even going to miss the money. Just don't touch it. And then it'll just compound and boom, you're good. And she was always touching it when she was like, didn't have any money for something. And I'm like, stop touching the money, because this is for like, a car or a house or a kid's college fund. This is like, way down the line money. Stop touching this, because this is supposed to go towards something important. And she was just thinking only in now, now, now. Instead of working more, she would just dip into the investment account that she wasn't supposed to touch. And not that that's all women, but I think, again, most women are consumers. So they're not going to be thinking as long term and logically for like the family unit as much as I think a man should.
Right. So maybe even the joint accounts aren't a good idea because
Nah,
the women are dip into those.
yeah, I don't think I could ever do a joint account. Maybe I need therapy, but yeah, I know some guys who they had joint accounts and their wives cleaned them out before they divorced them. I'm never doing that. Never.
Unbelievable. What do
This
you guys
guy, I knew
do?
he was like working every day, 6 hours. I mean, sorry, 6 days at 12-hour minimums, skipping vacation, cashing in vacation times. And for years, they were married like 20 years, and his wife cleaned out his account. And it was like a savings account. He never checked it regularly. And she, over the course of like a year, had cleaned the whole thing out. Tens of thousands of dollars. No thanks.
what did she spend it on?
No, it's BS.
Yeah, sounds just
She
like a
didn't
woman.
even, yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you were, I don't know, because I'm more financially literate, so I would want to be in charge of the finances, because I'm like, okay, we're gonna invest in this, or this is what's going on with the market, or whatever. And I read finance books and all that type of stuff. So I would want to be in charge of the finances. That's just how I want my dynamic to be.
And I think all men should be in charge because men don't spend that much money on things.
Most
Like,
don't, but there
Regular
are,
guys,
you got the Pookies
regular
and
guys
Rays
don't.
out here.
yeah,
Regular
that's
guys
true.
don't. And
Yeah,
once again, it's a case. Generally speaking, the men are more fiscally responsible. However, if you find yourself with a coupon chick, who like I say, with $20 shoes on, then yeah, maybe she should be the one that take care of business, especially if you're not that dude. You know, but
Exactly.
yeah, just whomever. In most cases that's the man, but in many cases that's it's not the man.
Yep,
I agree. Generally speaking, I think the man should do it.
definitely. And give the woman allowance. And I was reading the comments because it was in the shade room, that video that GC played. And they were saying, I would never do that. This woman is a fool. I would never let a man give me any money. And they were just going off. And it's a shame that most women think like that.
Yeah.
I think it's because of feminism. I really do.
100%.
Which is why she's in bed with her light skinned boo and they're online thinking thoughts.
Yo, you gotta chill.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's why, you know. But it does show a level of trust that she has for him too. That can't be ignored, you know.
I
That
agree. You can't just do it for any old guy.
yeah.
No, you can't at all. I think only your husband. I honestly don't think a normal boyfriend girlfriend relationship should do that
Now keep
if they
see
live together.
you say doing it for any guy. This is something that they're doing for each other.
Hmm.
I mean, I'm pretty sure like he's not profiting from this. Because again, what could he buy himself that she wouldn't benefit from? Like what is it like? What is he going to do with that extra $900 but benefit the family? Like, come on now, like think about it. Like it's really a responsibility that he's taking care of for her.
I agree 100%. And then for all the women who are saying, "Oh, I would never do that. I would never do that," I think they're wasting the money. And then what's more, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was on Shay Charday's channel. She broke down like the stats of the average income of a black man and a black woman, and the average black woman makes somewhere around $27,000. Like, what is
Hmm.
he really gonna do with $27,000 spread over a year? Like, yeah, it helps, but like, you know, ain't nobody who's like nobody's tripping over 27 grand. That's nothing.
Exactly. And if she's smart, she would just give it to him. He's probably giving her more than what she can spend anyway. If you think about it,
Well, $100 to me is a little steep.
I
Per
don't
week.
think it's steep. I definitely don't think it's steep.
What are
We
you
just
talking
printed a
about?
couple of $1 trillion, man. It's inflation. I don't know.
But
Are we talking
Melly,
per week?
yeah, $100 per week. Melly, you say that your Brazilian procedure is $65, which means
Hmm.
that leaves you with $35.
But I gotta buy groceries.
Well, okay. I think we need to. I think we're like not budgeting it properly. So I would consider like groceries one thing. I would consider like cosmetics one thing because if you're my woman, you need to represent me in a good way. So and for Brazilian, wax and all that type of stuff, that's just for my pleasure. So I have no problem with that again. But if I'm talking like $100, literally below this, and it could contribute zero value to anyone's life, and that's fine. I think is that what we're talking about?
Well, they didn't say. She said that she buys food and whatever she needs, and if she needs a little bit more, he gives her a little bit more.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I'm thinking that it's $100 just as a base, but every now and again when it's time for a Brazilian or something like that, she's just asking he delivers. That's how I'm picturing
Mhm.
it. I don't think, and this goes into what Chantel was saying, that is steep. I don't think that that's just like the absolute max, that it's just capped there. I do think that when
Yeah.
incidentals come up, that he kicks in.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Depends on what it is. Like if groceries, I'm not gonna cap groceries, right? So I think you got to be reasonable with the allowance. When I think allowance, maybe I'm thinking of it differently. When I think allowance, I'm thinking like if you gave your kid allowance, what are they gonna do? They're gonna blow it. That's the whole that's what most allowances are used on. They're just blown on whatever that person wants at that time. They're not really used for anything. So I wouldn't consider groceries. I would put that in my budget, and I would put like how my woman looks. That might be a separate budget. I don't know if I'd put that in her allowance.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. What's the allowance for? Is it for the food or is it for her?
Yeah, it's
I
for
really
Because
wouldn't
it
call
can't
it an
be for both.
allowance. That's
no,
I
it's
think
for
giving money
her.
for
It's
groceries.
food in the sense like man, she wants some sunflower seeds or something like that. I don't think it's like general dinner. You know, I think that it's for like hey, if she wants a snack, she wants to pick up a sandwich from Subway or something like that. Then she has that. She wants to
Exactly.
get a granola bar or two. But no, I don't think $100. The food budget plus her own personal spending. I think that there's a separate general household grocery budget that includes things like lotion,
I
and then
agree.
and then there's the so you can get yourself a snack from time to time, because that's
Right,
what
that's different.
allowance is. Yeah.
Yeah,
And like Auntie
100%.
said, it's $15 a day. So when you're taking a lunch at work, you're gonna have to just pack your lunch and do things like that because $15 a day, you can't really live off of that. You need to get gas when you're driving to work. You gotta get what else you gotta get? Snacks. So 15 is not enough.
Hmm.
I think realistically at least 300 a week. That'll
Wait,
help out a lot.
are we still including food? 300 a week is a lot.
Yeah, I'm saying we're including food, we're including gas
Okay, I think
and things like
if
that.
somebody is budgeting like that, they're just I don't think they've ever like read like know how to budget very well. That's not an allowance. If you're budgeting, you have an allocated amount towards groceries. If you're taking over, and when we're having this discussion, if we're saying you're the man of the household or you're the leader, you're saying I'm going to be in control of the finances, and to do that, you need to know how much everything costs. So you can't say I'm giving allowance for this. No, I know how much food. I know how much money we spend on food every week. I know how much your makeup and stuff costs. I know how much the rent costs, the electric, the water, gas, all that type of stuff. So the man has allocated money to all of those different things. So when I say allowance, I'm talking purely discretional spending.
Yeah, her discretional. I would increase that as my pay increase, and as hers increased. I would increase that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Makes more sense.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that if it's not affecting your investments and you're not upgrading your lifestyle too much, because now
Right.
you're falling behind. But I mean, yeah, and I agree with what you said before about the credit and the good interest rate and
Yeah,
secure credit and all that type of stuff. I think a lot of people, and I want to make a lot of videos talking about that type of stuff. A lot of people don't know about credit and its importance and even how it works and all that type of stuff. Credit is crazy important, and there's nothing wrong with good credit. There's a big difference between good credit and bad credit. So I personally don't agree with Dave Ramsey and just clipping all your credit cards and not using them anymore. Well, if you've just opened that a year ago, you have a line of credit only open for 1 year. That's on your credit report now, and that's not a very long line of history. And there's just a lot of stuff that the average person doesn't know.
exactly. Shout out to Naima Buckner. She said, "Did you change the thumbnail because it said give your check to a man?" I was gonna say, "Hell no." Now it says husband. Yeah, I don't think you should just give it to anybody. It got to be your husband. You have to be married. Definitely.
Shout out to Naima Buckner.
Naima will make a good wife. She makes some good chicken.
Oh,
Hey,
I sent
shoot
you the
your
link
shot,
for it
fellas.
that time. Yeah, I did. I
Yeah.
remember that. Yeah, but
She's really
says-
pretty and she makes good chicken. So
yeah.
shout out to her.
Melody is on here trying to get her wiped up.
No, I'm being honest. I give credit where it's due.
No, I seen the
Definitely.
video, and she has great breasts, and her chicken was nice too.
Yes. She has a nice body and everything. So she would definitely be a candidate to be a wife.
Says husband-wife dynamic is going to be whatever the two agree upon, which varies between different couples. Everyone has their way of running their household. That's true. However, would you be against that dynamic, Naima? Would you be against a dynamic that, like, listen, he is better with money. He's better with spending. He's take a guy like One Master Teacher. He's just that dude. He works in finance. And would you say, okay, you're that dude, you understand how to invest, so here's the paycheck, I'll take the allowance and make sure that it grows with the family. Would you be willing to accept that deal?
Naima, come up. I just dropped the link. I would love to hear what you got to say. What you say? My girl already gave me her check because she spends all her money up. Exactly. Women do not know how to spend money, including me. I'm just being honest. I don't. And me, I like to spend my money on food. I get a lot of like Dunkin' Donuts, coffee, food. What else
You
I
could
spend
get a
on my
coffee
money?
maker at home. Man, the coffee.
I got
How
a
much
coffee
money you
maker.
could?
And
That's even worse.
I know. I
You just dug
know.
yourself deep, but that's not okay.
And I like to spend my money on things like I like earrings, I like clothes, I like shoes, things like
Listen,
that.
I
And
think there's nothing
that's
wrong
why
with
you
that.
give up the check because no cap, like
Exactly.
especially if you're married, he don't care about your earrings and stuff like that. And you're right, that coffee does add up. Like how much is I don't drink coffee, but it's like $3, huh?
It's like
Yeah.
270 for a coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So
buy coffee every single day from Dunkin' Donuts, like twice a day.
yeah. So
Jesus.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
So when I get married, you better believe those checks are gonna be handed over happily.
Yeah, that's like a
Like, here
hundred
you go,
dollars
babe.
That's
on coffee.
at least you can
And you got
recognize
a
that.
coffee maker?
Yeah. Hmm?
I said, and you got a coffee maker?
And I got a coffee maker. But it's something about Dunkin' Donuts. It's an addiction. Like when I pass a
Nah.
Dunkin', I have to stop. It's not even all that tasty. I just have to stop.
And
It's
that's
so
why you
weird.
You know,
spend
there's
$100 a month because then you're like, okay, I'm not gonna or $100 a week because then you're gonna really think about it next time you look at Dunkin' Donuts and your taste buds just say I want some coffee. Like
I
that's
agree.
facts. But
yeah,
did you guys? There's actually been a study done where some scientists conducted a study, and spending money, actually, like the act of spending money, is what releases. I think it's endorphins or dopamine in the brain. It's not actually like getting the item itself. It's like when you swipe your card, and then your happiness is depletes like after you buy it. It's just the act of purchasing something. It's not even the item itself.
I'm the opposite. I feel less dopamine when I swipe. It's almost like I cut myself a little bit. Like sometimes I'm
Well,
like,
you're a frugal man.
dang it, like
GC, you
Yeah,
say
but
you're
I think
frugal. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, my love.
Sorry. I was just gonna say, I think that I think most people, I think it's fine to have some discretionary spending. All I would say is you need to be using, like, you need to create a base. So if you're like, okay, I'm, contributing X amount to my 401k and I'm investing, like, let's say you're contributing 15% of your check to your 401k and then you're contributing 10% gross to an investment account, and then you could allocate maybe 5% towards discretionary spending. That's fine. I think, like, no one has to go to an absolute extreme and not buy anything that they want, because that's just not sustainable and that's not realistic. But I think you do need to have a base. Like if I created like a budget for you, I'm like, okay, let's go with the example I said: 50% for the 401k, 10% for an investment account, and then you could have 5% below on whatever you want, as long as it's working for you and the budget is helping you in the future. So that way you're not just blowing everything. Like, you can blow some, but don't blow the whole bag every check.
no, I agree. I agree. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have that restraint, then give the paycheck to somebody who does.
Exactly. And that's the type. I mean,
Bootleg Car Studio said donuts are trash.
they are. Dunkin's, their donuts are trash, but their coffee is really good. And their hot chocolate. I love their hot chocolate.
All donuts are trash.
Yeah, they make you fat, honestly. So, how do you feel about spending money on a gym every month for your girl or your wife?
On a what?
On the gym, because I know you're really big on a woman working out. So, would you add that to the budget too, like a $20 gym membership,
Yeah, that's in the budget.
right? Because she has to
Yeah,
work out.
yeah. Again, when I say discretionary, I'm thinking, I guess maybe my definition of an allowance is different. Allowance for me is below this, and we could never see it again. It doesn't matter. I've already budgeted for my gym membership, her gym membership, and everything that we are spending monthly. That's all budgeted for. That's all accounted for.
Right. So that's not really in the allowance. I
No.
get you. So the allowance
Now,
is
her
just for
buying a water bottle when we have water at home, or a Powerade or something at the gym, that's not in the budget. Now she's wasting her $100, or not wasting, but spending it on that. But yeah, gym memberships and like monthly recurring things, those are factored into the budget. If not, that would be a poor budget. You throw your budget off if you weren't counting things like gym memberships.
yeah, gym memberships, phone bill, all of that. That's not in the budget. I mean, that's not in the allowance. I get you. So, would you let her get her hair done too, or no?
Are we talking this $500 hair? Because no, no.
Like her real hair, like she want to go get her hair washed and straightened and blow dried out and stuff like that. Would you include that in the budget, not in the allowance?
How much is it? Because that might affect her allowance.
Oh well, to get your hair washed and everything is $45. I get it washed, I get it blow dried and straightened with the flat iron. That's $45. Sometimes
Every week?
$50. No, I do it every 2 weeks.
Just wash
Possibly.
your hair. Just wash your hair.
Well, I think for women, it's more of an experience thing. They just like to gossip and be girls at the beauty salon.
45 to gossip.
That's a lot. I think GC's a little more frugal than me. Like I said, I'm okay with blowing some money as long as we have we know for a fact if we go off of the historical 7% that the stock market's been giving us and we're investing X amount of dollars, we will be millionaires in X amount of years. So I'm fine with some discretionary spending. So maybe every maybe once a month. Every 2 weeks is maybe a lot, but I could let it go.
Once a month is good. Yeah, okay, I can deal with that. Because I do like to get my hair washed and stuff at the hair salon and all that, even though I can do it myself, but they do it professionally. What else do I like to do? I think that's about it. I'm not really big on getting the long eyelashes and stuff like that. I do get my nails done and my toes. She has to get her pedicure, which is $30.
Again, maybe once a month. I'm not doing every 2 weeks.
That's hygiene, but that's hygiene to get them done every 2 weeks. No?
You see how this is red pill?
I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, I think I'm in the middle. I'm agreeing with GC. Now, see, if we start doing too much, then it becomes a problem. I would maybe once a month allow that. So I would say on the first, go get it done at the shop. Halfway through the month, 2 weeks in, do it yourself, and then on the first again, go back to the shop. You can't just be spending and spending, and then using it under the umbrella of hygiene. Well, I need this lotion because it makes my skin good, and that's I got to go to Sephora and get this because that's hygiene. But we have to, I think that's why the man's in charge of the budget, because at some point we have to put our foot down and be like, okay, well, hold on now, that's too much.
Exactly. Bingo. That's why the man has to be in charge. Because what do men do? Haircut is what? How much is a haircut? Every 2 weeks?
25 plus tip.
25 plus tip. Oh yeah, and I didn't even add the tip in for my things I gotta do. So yeah, 25 plus tip. Then what else you guys do? Get clothes.
I don't get clothes.
Yeah, I don't think. I agree with GC on this one. I'm not buying clothes all the time.
I don't think I got clothes this day. I know I didn't get clothes this decade. Since 2020, but I think it's been 10 years since I got clothes.
Really?
Oh, I mean, all right, yeah. GC is an extremist. I think we could all agree that that's not normal. I don't buy clothes any type of regularly. I don't think I've actually bought clothes in, I don't know, maybe a year or something. It's been a while. I don't buy clothes like that.
That's crazy. I gotta buy clothes at least once a month.
What?
Nah, even to be reasonable.
I'm sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Where did the old clothes go? Hello?
Hey, Melody.
Hi, beautiful. Welcome.
Hey, cutie. Hey, GC. I'm not sure who's this other guy with the red pill.
That's
Red Pill.
Hustle.
Red pill who?
Hustle.
Red pill hustle. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
You hurt my feelings. You just said, hey, cutie, hey, GC, just to distinguish that I am separate from the word cutie.
I thought she was talking to me.
I know she was talking to you. I'm just saying she completely separated me from the title cutie. I just point that out. My self-esteem.
Nah, she wanted you to know. She said you broke and dusty. You ain't buy clothes in 10 years. Your style's outdated.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a grown man. I haven't. You think I care about what's fashion right now? No, I haven't bought clothes in forever.
Oh, come on, GC.
Fact.
I wanted to ask you guys, but I don't have much time because I am cooking. But you guys were going over the fact that Melanie was saying that she wants her hair done every 2 weeks, which is $45, which is to me, it's really inexpensive, right? That's not that expensive. That's the average cost. Yeah, that's the average cost to get a wash, blow dry, and press. And she was saying she wants her nails done. So Red Pill was saying that maybe once a month. Okay, that's negotiating and stuff like that. So, but my thing is, all right, so if we're doing the husband thing, so if a woman is already doing these different things, so now she's getting into the marriage. So now, so that's the compromise. Now she has to cut back from getting her nails done, which is normally a 2-week kind of thing. Because in a month, your nails are crappy. If you get your nails done and you wait a month, your nails are trash. So
Exactly.
you look like trash. I'm saying there's no offense to anybody, but for me, when you get your nails done, it has to be unless you're painting your own nails, that's something different. You can do that on your own, but to go to the salon to get them to do it, it's a 2-week kind of thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I said the first
right
you could go to.
Right quick, Red Pill. Melody, could you blow up Naima's picture?
Sure. I can do it from my phone.
No, don't follow my. Oh my
Hold
God.
on. Wait. Let me. Can I do it from my phone?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I got it. Yes.
Oh, well, it's I don't see it. Do y'all see it?
You don't see what?
Yeah, we can see it.
I see it now. Okay, fellas, who's looking at her goddamn nails? Who's looking at her nails right now? Which one of you is saying, "Ooh, her nails is crap"? Like, which one of you? Who is looking at Naima's nails right now?
No, so
I mean, I get what she's saying though, but
no, when you
nobody is thinking about your nails, Naima. Right now, nobody is thinking. We can't even see your nails. Nobody's thinking about your nails.
No, but you have to understand. No, what I'm saying is, people can see when you're unkempt. If your nails are unkempt, they're unkempt. So it's like
fellas, if you see Naima's nails and they were unkept, would you be like, "Oh, no, I ain't messing with that shit"?
GC. Yes.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. I've heard men say before, if a woman's nails and feet are crappy, I don't want her. Because people usually equate that with not taking care of yourself. If
Don't
your
let
feet look
TLA
bad and your
find
nails
out.
look bad.
Don't let TLA find out that her feet aren't looking right. He's
Exactly.
not going for it. Yo, TLA is happy to pay for that pedicure every 2 weeks. He's like, "Here you go, baby."
Listen, I don't care how pretty she is. Yeah, she's physically pretty. But if them feet ain't looking right and them nails ain't looking right, guys don't want her.
No, there's a difference between, listen, if you take some polish and you just paint over it like y'all do, then that's one thing. But see, I'm not worried. Y'all breaking it down into little chunks. 45 here for the hair, however much here there for the nails, but that'd be adding up at the end of the month. Naima said 150 for a gym membership when 24 is $29.99. Like, y'all be adding it up, and then y'all be wanting to get the legs like waxed and
We have to.
and stuff.
No, I did mention. I did mention the gym. No, I don't subscribe to Life Fitness, but I know that there are gym memberships that cost $150. I am, I'm with the YMCA, which I have like the family package and stuff like that. It's not as expensive as the $150 because I have more than one person, but no, there's a cost. I just kind of threw that out there. But no, what I'm saying is, basically my point is, if a woman is already doing that on her own, and now she has a husband, does she then change the way she has been operating with her daily upkeep? Does it have to change now that she has the partner?
No, see, here's the thing, Naima, getting your nails done is not upkeep. That's really what you're doing to seduce the man, and then you got him. And if he determines, like, listen, I want to see you in these nails, then he's spending that. That's really him spending it on himself, on his own erotic desires, at that point. However, if he's like, it's not that big of a deal, I like you when you do your nails, hand did, so I'm not going to pay, then would you be willing to accept that?
Well, so my thing, but this is the thing of when you're partnering up. Wouldn't you want to partner with someone who compliments you? They want these things equally as you, right? Isn't that supposed to be the what you're supposed to do, right?
Not necessarily. You're saying that you want to partner with a guy who feels that your nails is as important to him as they are to you. Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is, partner with the man who appreciates the upkeep of a woman. Like they don't want their woman nails busted. They want, to see that their woman that takes good care of themselves, make sure their hair is kept, their nails are not,
So
shabby
basically, you're saying
looking.
that you want to partner with a man who's into high maintenance women.
I think it should just affect the budget maybe a bit. Like if
Well,
we if
right,
she's like
quick. I'm curious. You're saying you want to partner with a man who's into high maintenance women, Naima?
What I'm saying is, I want to partner with a guy who doesn't have a problem with me and my upkeep. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Answer me this, Naima. What is your total upkeep? And I'm talking about from toe to the top of your head. What's the lip gloss bill? Everything. What is the toothpaste? Everything. What is your total monthly upkeep?
I don't know. I don't know. I have to write it down, but I do know. Like for the most part, I'll do my own hair. So I can do my own hair, whether I want to do if I wash and blow dry it, or if I want to add some clip-ins. I'll add some clip-ins. Clip them in, take them out, whatever. So for the most part, I do my own hair. But as far as my nails and stuff like that, for me, that's just it's no question. Like we can't even. It's not debatable.
Right. And listen.
And I've been getting my nails done for a long time.
Me too. I've been getting my nails done since 13. And men always complimented my nails and my toes. Oh, you have beautiful feet. You have nice nails. And the crazy part is that's what got you. My nails, my hair, the upkeep that I have is what got you in the first place. So why would you want me to give that up?
Because I'm already gotten. And besides, that stuff, it looks good. But fellas, Red Pill, help me out here. You ever been with a chick who, instead of her having a casket nail, she has like talons? She has like spikes, like she's about to eat a raw mouse.
I absolutely know where you're going with this. Those are two different things. Those are disgusting. All women, stop wearing those. Those are so ugly. So I instantly think
they're ugly. They scratch everything and they poke you everywhere. You'd be like, you feel like if you sleep with her, you could lose an eye or something like that. You're in some Freddy Krueger territory.
But so I think there needs to be a middle ground.
To me, it's good to look at, but to experience, it's not that fun.
I think there should be a middle ground. So if I'm sorry, I don't know her name, but if the young lady is saying,
Naima.
I'm sorry, what is it?
Naima.
So I think if Naima is saying like this is something I don't want to compromise on, and we're building a budget and we're in a relationship together, I'm gonna say okay. So that might affect your allowance then, because this is something you want to budge on. Because the first thing I proposed was on the first of the month, go to the salon. On the 15th, do it yourself. And then again on the first, go back. So if you're like, but I really want to do it every 2 weeks, and that's not a necessity, and we both know that you could do it on the 15th, I'm going to say, okay, well, that's going to affect your allowance that you're going to get every week because you're spending it at the salon. That's like a voluntary choice you're making. But I kind of do want my woman to look kind of good if I'm in a long-term relationship. Like I feel like she's a representation of me. And to what SMH commented earlier, while she's doing her thing down there, man, I kind of like it with the pretty nails and stuff. You got some French tips on or whatever. That's hot.
Exactly.
And I think that for me, but you know what? And you have to be well-rounded. For me, I feel as though that I am well-rounded because even like you was talking about clothes and stuff like that, I know how to pick out nice clothes, but they don't have to be as expensive. So I think it's a give and take. I can make sure that my man looks good, right? It's not breaking the budget, but he still looks good. He still have nice, what I'm saying? Like, so it's. I think it all has to be worked in there, but just for the guy just to kind of take that thing away from me, Whereas I'm going to be saving money all around because I know how to I'm good. I shop regularly. I'm a thrifter. I do all these different things, so I know how to do those things. I know how to shop for nice things that's not going to break the bank, and all those different kind of things. So I just feel like, you can't take.
Well, I would say when we're having this discussion in terms of the man being, or usually we would hope the man, but the man is in charge of the budget. So if he's in charge of the budget and you're like, I really want this done, that's going to affect the budget. And I don't think it's like there are some things, you know, for you it might be nails, but for someone else it might be just, you know, spending at Sephora or whatever the case is. That is his job as now leader of the budget for both of your futures to say, hey, I'm putting my foot down and we need to put this money to better use. So you might run into a case where you're either A, it's going to affect your budget, or he's going to put his foot down and like, no, you can do them once a month, and then on the 15th you got to do it yourself, or call your girlfriends over and have a girls' night and do, you know, whatever.
I mean, I guess that's fair. Once a month for what, the hair or the nails too?
Well, I was talking about both.
Oh, the
But again,
nails,
if
I
you
need that
want to
twice.
do it more, that's coming out of your allowance. You don't get to
Right.
just say, I want this so bad and I'm just so used to it. That defeats the whole purpose of a budget. You might as well throw the whole budget away. You
So
can't
let
just
me
say, I
ask
want to do
Naima.
this.
Right. But let me ask Naima this. How do you feel about the whole allowance thing?
Oh, it, honestly, it really all depends on the details that we worked out, right? Because,
Mhm.
and like I said, everyone is different, because if we're partnering, we're coming together, like my guy, you know, he has 2 children, I have 2 children, you know, from excesses and stuff like that. He has, you know, stuff like that. So it's kind of like, you know, when we come together with, you know, soon, but it's like when right now we're separate, right? So I'm responsible for me and my girls, right? I'm responsible for house, and then when you have a house, right? You have flood insurance, you have house insurance. So it's a lot of responsibilities
Mhm.
that you have. I have my own bills, right? So if we're partnering, like it have to be discussed, right? Because there's bills that you pay separately before you come together. So all those different things have to be, you know, discussed. Okay, what are we doing here? What's the goal? What's the plan? Are we doing this? We getting this? All that have to be outlined. And I think it's just two people have to be, if you're coming together, it just have to be both parties just being fair, not just the guy saying, "Oh, okay, well, I'm the guy. You'll give me your check, and then this is what it is." That's not
What?
going to be. You guys not going to be together for long.
So what would you
Well,
do
let
to
me
be
ask you
Nine
this. Let me
Nizzle's
ask you
question?
this, Naima, because you got 30 nails in your house. Let me ask you this. Or actually, you got 60. If a guy came and said, "Listen, I'll take care of one hand for you and each of your daughters, and one foot," would that be okay?
Well, I have little ones, so I don't want
Oh
them.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I have little ones.
I'm joking, by the way, about the one hand. One foot.
Okay, yeah. So they don't, you know, if they're making their own money and stuff like that, and they, you know, when they have their little chump change and stuff like that, that's different. But they're not. You know, they're young, so they can't do those kind of things. But like I said, if you're partnering, I mean, it has to. You guys have to agree. And if you can't really come to a good agreement, whereas he says, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and you say, okay, and he's happy, and I'm happy, we're both happy, it's not going to work. I'm just saying, it's not.
No, I agree. I agree. I think that the example that we gave, and I don't know if you've seen it, was their agreement. And I don't think it's any kids involved, but I think that that's their agreement that they're happy with, so that they can better prepare. So in the future, you know, they
Yeah,
can make a better agreement. I don't see
yeah.
anything wrong with that.
And then like you said, it depends. Like, you know, Melody says she want to get her hair done, she want her hair done and her nails done. So this is her, you know, her budget. But you know, she's used to working and paying for her own things, you know, as well as I am. Me, I could do my own hair, so I'm like, I need my nails. And then
Yeah,
the makeup thing is not like something that you have to do every 2 weeks. That's not that kind of thing. You may buy your some makeup and stuff like that, but for the most part, it lasts. The only thing you may have to change is maybe some foundation, which is would last is over even a month, because you don't wear makeup like that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's
Let me
not, so
ask
the
you this.
makeup thing. Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. I'm sorry to cut you off, but how much is makeup? Because I know you like makeup.
Makeup. I'll spend like, cause I have makeup that I've had that I purchased before. So I don't really use it a lot. So I still have it. You know what I'm saying? So only
Yeah.
thing that I may want to get is foundation. And so when you get foundation, the foundation that's in a bottle, that's I think that's about, for a small bottle, 35, a big bottle is $45, but that's going to last you over a month.
Mm. Oh,
Yeah,
so
it's
it's
going.
not that expensive. I thought it was like 200 if you want to get a bunch of makeup. Like if you want the foundation, the eyeshadow, the lipstick.
Yeah, see, I feel like when people do that, it's like their first time. Because when you just say if you buy a piece of makeup here, if I'm in TJ Maxx and Marshalls, I like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, so you get the discounts. You maybe get something on sale. You know what I'm saying? Grab
Yeah,
something for $6.99, $7.99 here and there. You accumulate these things over the time. You don't need all this makeup at one shot. So a
right.
lot of
So
people spend all this makeup at one shot. I don't know why they spend it at one shot. To me, I think it's their first time buying these different things because you don't need all of that if you already been accumulating your makeup.
so I
Yeah.
have a quick question for you, Naima.
No, you got it, Red Pill.
Thanks. I was saying, somebody left a comment in the chat, and I wanted to get your take on it. So they're saying you would choose nails over a husband, and I want to preface that by saying, like, let's give an example. Let's say your husband was like, I know we're like getting closer to our goals, but I want to expedite the process, so we're gonna cut back on some things. And he puts his foot down. He's like, we instead of twice a month, I want to go down to once a month. Same thing with he's cutting back as well. It's not one sided, but he's like, I really want us to prioritize our future and our legacy and things for the kids and all that type of good stuff. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say?
So he's cutting back on his haircut. He's gonna keep his.
Yep. He's broken dusty, just like me.
I can't. I don't do broken.
But
It's
that's
like
what y'all already together. So it's not, you can't just dip out now. So he's saying, look, I know we set our budget. I think we need to change. I think we need to cut back. Or maybe y'all fall on a hard time, or whatever the case is. It doesn't matter.
okay.
But let's say he puts his foot down and he's like, we are cutting back. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I'll say, okay, babe. Let me buy the supplies and I'll teach you how to do my nails.
Oh no, now you doing no.
No, I'm kidding. He's not. He's not going to want to do my nails, but
Hey, I wouldn't mind a guy doing my feet for me. Show him how to do a pedicure,
But there are
paint my toes.
Nah.
nail technicians. But if I absolutely have to, then if I really absolutely have to, if it's not truly really in the budget, then of course I will. But I know that I don't, if I truly have to, then I will. But yeah,
You're just gonna be unhappy. But I guess to add more context, would you hold any contempt for him? Because you don't need to. He's just like, I want to prioritize more our future. It's not like let's say y'all are not out any money or anything. You don't need to, but he's like, we need to make this more of a priority.
No, so what see, to me it sounds like when you're saying that you're speaking of someone who like maybe a new couple, because I'm older, I'm not young. So I have when you have your own things, going on, savings and stuff like that, you don't have to do those things. Like so when you partner with someone so it's like to cut this out, I don't have to cut this out because I've worked and made these different things and made a cushion that I don't have to do these different things. We're able to put a budget in place and not affect these things that I'm accustomed to.
Right.
Right, but Naima, you're giving your check to him. Every time you get paid, you're giving him your check, and he's giving you allowance. How do you feel about that?
But yeah, I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I just, it
sounds like that would be a problem if you were married. Like it sounds like it's a fight waiting to happen.
I feel as though that basically these things should be discussed up front. So I think that like people shouldn't wait till last minute for the finances. That's what I'm saying to you guys. Like this should be discussed. This shouldn't be it doesn't have to be like, oh, well, by the way, this is what's going to happen. No, from the beginning it's discussed. And then you guys are figuring out, okay, your plan, your path, and you agree upon that. And you guys you already connected, spiritually, mentally, the values and all that kind of stuff aligned too. But your path aligns as well. You understand what I'm saying? So you already should have done these things beforehand.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So I want to give a clear-cut example. I want to be clear. So I'm saying that all that has been done. You've already come up with the initial budget after you've moved in. You're together on the same path, all that good stuff, right? I'm saying, what if he then comes to you and says, I know we already hashed this out, but I want to make more I want to make our future more of a priority. So we are going to cut back. And he puts his foot down and he says, I'm going to cut back on getting a beard lineup and a lineup on my hair. And I want you to cut back on your nails. Everyone's cutting back because we're prioritizing the future more. What are you going to do?
Then yeah, okay, that's fine. Then yeah, I don't mind cutting back the nails, but also in my mind, I'm going to think of, okay, how can we make more money as well? I don't like the stuck in a rut kind of, in the sense that, like, I don't know. To me, I'm going to figure out, okay, well, if we need this amount of money for a month, then okay, let's make this amount of money a month.
No, I get that. I was just kind of trying to box you in to see like if it was going to be an argument or not, because it sounds like you're still going to be unhappy, and it sounds like it's going to come up again in the future, even though he's kind of put his foot down as the leader of the budget, and it sounds like that's not going to really fly with you. I was trying to get more of an idea of your mindset rather than the nails themselves, but it sounds like you really need the nails, or it's going to be an argument with your significant other.
Well, it's not necessarily it will be an argument, but it's the principle of, okay, we need to make this amount of money to meet this kind of goal. So now let's discuss what are we going to do to make that more money to meet these goals. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to, that's where my head would be at. Like, okay, this is, let's do this, let's do that, so that way we can get this extra income in, so that way that we can, or let's make extra even more here, so that way we can use that money to put over here for the future, and then also actually let's put a little bit more too as well. So yeah, because I'm not of the mind state to kind of, I'm always want to look at how can we increase revenue or income, or if anything, I don't mind the cut back, but cutting back on things that's maybe something different. You can cut back on something different that is not like that needed. Like I don't have cable television. Like, so I don't have a cable bill.
Me neither.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
no one has cable anymore.
Fire stick.
So I'm just saying. So a lot of so when you already, you're cutting corners already. You know what I'm saying? You cut those different things that's insignificant, and you may, you know what I'm saying, but you may have something that is just, okay, I cut all these different things that's, to me, that's significant. But you may keep something for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I said that earlier when I was talking about the budget. I think everyone should have some type of discretionary spending. I think you should have a certain amount allocated towards your goals in the future, and then after that, as the baseline, you have some discretionary money. But I just kind of was like trying to get an idea of your mindset. But
okay.
In terms of
I'm not the one. Yeah, I'm not the one who I'm not the one who likes walking around and looking like a bum. I don't. I'm being honest with you. I'm not. I can't even. I'm not even going to try to lie to you and make something to be what it's not. This is me, and this is my reality. So
yeah, 100%. I'm sure your man appreciates that. I just was trying to get an idea of your mindset. So are you more the, like, our relationship is 50-50 kind of, or he's the leader? What's your take on that?
I don't do
more logical, and so he should lead, and I'll kind of fall back and trust him, or
I don't do 50-50. So
okay, so
I've done 50-50. I've done 50-50 before, but I don't do 50-50. So so the man would take more of the lead. So
now when you say more of the lead, like, put a number on it, like percentage wise, are you contributing like anything towards like a monthly expenses?
Yeah, my percentage is small. His is larger. Yes.
Okay. So, but I think that's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, if he's the leader and he's contributing more, and you're like, well, we should just make more. I'm not saying that he can make more and you can make more, but he still is like, all the extra money we're making, it's going towards the goal I just said we're making our priority. And it sounds like he's the leader, as you just said, but you are kind of holding some contempt for him, or I guess his idea of cutting back, because you don't agree with it. I don't know. It sounds like you're saying he's the leader, but like if he tried to lead in a way that you disagreed with, that you wouldn't be a big fan?
Well, I'll say that I like 50-50 to me is, I would say I would have contempt, to be honest with you. Because I would, because I've, like I said, I've done it before, and I can't look up. I never kind of looked up to him in that way, because it's kind of like I've been kind of holding the fort too, just as well as you, but even for myself, maybe more, because my role don't stop with the paycheck, So
yeah, I get that. That's fair, and I'm a big proponent of the men should be paying more, but I also think that what should come along with that is like, I don't want to say blind faith, but definitely like trust in whatever he's saying. It sounds like you're saying he's the leader for sure, but on the back end you're like, but not my nails though. He could be a leader for everything else, but just not when it comes to my nails, because I need those.
And that's the thing that's the thing too. You have to find the relationship that works for you. Someone will hear what I'm saying, like, oh no, I don't want, I can't do that. I don't want a woman like her, and that's fine, because I don't, there's certain men I don't want to partner with either. So that goes for anybody. You have to find who you can partner and work well with. So so that's pretty, I don't know that. I mean, that's pretty much how I view it. I view it, partner with someone that you guys can discuss these things. You guys can, okay, this is what it is. This is what we're doing. This is my role I'm playing. What are you bringing to the relationship? It's what you bring into relationship, in a sense. And then you go, and then you guys can take that plan and move forward. I just find though in relationships that doesn't happen. No one discuss anything. People are just getting into the relationship either just too fast, too soon, only for sex, or only for money. All these different things. So they haven't covered each component. So I think if once you cover all those different bases, then then what you guys agreed upon will work, because you both agreed upon it. You both are in it. You understand? It's like, so no one could truly have any contempt, because you guys are both on the same page, because it was what I'm saying?
But that's what I'm saying. Sometimes, so in terms of being a leader, and somebody, this is just my opinion, but if you're the leader, the follower or your wife is not always going to agree with you, because she doesn't see what you see, but you're the leader. So sometimes if she disagrees, that's, tough luck. That's just what it is. She disagrees, and I see this as the way that, I'm going to lead our family, or whatever the case is. What I'm saying is that I think you can't say that he's the leader, and then when he leads in a way you disagree with, say, well, now I don't like his leadership style. That's what I'm saying. We're talking about two different things. You're in one breath, you're saying he's a leader, and then when he leads in a way you don't like, you're saying, well, now I don't like it. Maybe we should agree. Leaders don't always agree. They're the leader. They don't have to agree with you. That's the point I'm getting at.
Right. Well, yeah, that's true. I get that. But ultimately, but like I said, ultimately, I truly don't know, unless I'm particularly really in the situation and things of that nature. But like I said, it's you have to do what works for you, and everyone's situation is, it's different for everybody. Somebody in their 20s, they may have to do. It's like the 50-50 thing. They may have to do the 50-50 thing because, their age and their income and stuff like that. I'm an old lady. I'm 43. So I've established something for myself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have to kind of scrape by as I did in my 20s. You understand? So I don't have to do the basic crumbs kind of thing of when you're young and trying to come up. You know what I mean? So
So it's a lot different when you're older, pretty much, when you're in your 40s.
It should be.
I think the dynamic of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think when you're older, I feel like if you still like having the same kind of money issues and stuff like that in your 20s and stuff like that, then there should be some reevaluation.
I'm sorry. I think we're just talking about two different things. I'm talking about being a leader, and I'm not talking about how much money is making or anything like that.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, for me and the relationship is what I'm saying is, since I'm older, because
what's that? I'm sorry. What's that background noise?
Oh,
Do you see?
That's me.
Oh, I thought that was GC. I'm sorry.
That's the word.
Uh,
No, what I'm saying is, I guess basically the point you're asking me is like, okay, would I just want to give up the
What?
nails? And basically, right? Basically,
Well,
the
it's
nails
not
is
giving up the
compromise.
nails. It's leadership in general. So you're saying you would hold contempt for a man if you had a 50-50 dynamic. You're like saying I'm not going for that. I'm only going to be complacent in a relationship. I'm sorry, complicit in a relationship where the man is the main breadwinner and he's contributing the majority financially.
Yeah.
And
Mhm.
he's the leader. What should, and that's the key word, should come along with that is the respect of following the leader's leadership. And it sounds like in this specific example where he's putting his foot down about the nails, you are not going to do that. So you're saying, I want the man to lead and I want him to pay the majority, but in one breath and in the next, he's not getting the respect that comes along with being that leader.
Right. Yeah, I do get that. I guess, and because I guess I was answering to you guys in a sense, because I wouldn't really do. I guess I wouldn't really give up my paycheck over. So I guess that's where we're kind of coming back and forth. I like I would put money toward the household, but like the little like small monies and stuff like that, I would have my own money to be able to do my own nails and little stuff that I would want to do. So I guess in a sense, no, I wouldn't give up all my money to my husband. No.
right.
I think
To
we're
be honest.
misunderstanding each other a bit.
So I guess let me just say
I'm not
that.
talking about the money. I'm just talking about leadership. Again, he's paying the majority, so he should get the respect of being a leader. So whether you're giving the check or not giving the check, if you're not contributing as much as he is, and you've placed that role on him, you got to follow that role. You don't get to say I want you to lead when it's convenient, and then when it's not convenient, I don't like that. Oh well, whoa, my nails, I need those. I think that's a contradiction.
Okay, yes,
I'm
I
not
see
talking
what you're
about the
saying.
money.
But what I'm saying though is, I guess one, no, I wouldn't agree to giving all the money over to my husband.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the agreement,
Okay.
would be you would get do it, have an account together that whatever we agree upon goes in this pot or whatever, and the little, the other excess money would be okay. Well, you know do the grocery shopping, or do you get your nails done, all that that would all be discussed. So there wouldn't have to be no no kind of compromise, because we already have the breakdown.
So you're all about the joint account because you're saying you're older, so it's a little different. I understand that. Whereas, like, it's a younger thing to hand over allowance, pretty much.
No, I don't think it could be a younger or older thing, but to me, I just feel as though that you have to do what works for you. For me, no, I wouldn't do the just hand over all my money to my husband, to be honest with you. No, I wouldn't do that. No, I wouldn't.
I'm interested to get B9's take on it because he's been in
Yeah,
from
I
the
was gonna
other
say, let's hear
Okay,
B9.
all right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
What's your take on this? No, you're good. What's your take on this, B9?
Well, first and foremost, hello. How's everybody doing today?
Hi, Happy New Year to all of
Hey,
you.
how's it going? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you all.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just wanted to listen, and I found what Miss Naima was saying was very interesting. I was in the chat, and I decided to come up because I appreciate Red Pill putting my question out there, but I can tell because I'm around Miss Naima's age, so we're in the same generation. So I pretty much speak her language. But what I wanted to ask her, because I noticed that our generation, we're the generation of individualism, and we're the army of one. So we rationalize a lot of things by saying this is what works for me. And it might work for us as an individual, but we also have to see what it's doing to our community, what it's doing to our neighborhood, what it's doing to our race, our world, our society, when all of these me's have to come together and become we. So I just want to take Miss Naima out of it and just put her in a third party perspective and make her like a judge in a sense, and let her look at the show. And I just wanted to know if a young lady was in the same situation that you're in, where she had a gentleman that was paying more than half the bills, and everything was going great and this and that. And for whatever reason, he even had the money to buy her nails and pay, and he's rich, so he can definitely afford to pay for her nails every day. But for religious reasons or for whatever reason, he just says, I'm not doing it. And I don't care if your nails get done, because you're my woman now. And as long as your body looks good and I'm in love with your face and this and that, I don't care about your nails being done. You can go to the store and buy some nail polish and do it yourself. Are you thinking that that young lady would be wise to put her foot down and say, hey, well, no, this is a deal breaker. I have to have my nails done. And this man is rich and he's got everything and everything. And so it's not a matter of he can't do it or it's a struggle. He's just the man and he's put his foot down. So I'm curious of how you would give advice, especially since we're around the same age and we're looking at a lot of younger people out here. What would you advise to the younger ladies versus what you would do personally?
Oh, what would I advise? One, I don't think that young women should really be engaging in relationship with a man until one, that she took the time to get to know the man, to properly vet him. So, like in a sense,
don't move the goalposts. Don't move the goalposts. I took a lot of time to lay out that scenario.
I'm trying.
Do not change the scenario on me now, because I can't kick the field goal if it's going to be moving on.
What? Okay, but you're saying a young woman. So is she with the husband or she's with the boyfriend?
I said that that's her husband.
A couple.
Yeah, that's her husband. No, that's her husband. And like I say, for whatever reason, he's a Christian, but all of a sudden he's found Allah. And like I said, it's just an example. I'm not saying that this is what goes on religiously, but because he's found a certain religion, he is now saying that, hey, I don't want your nails painted anymore, unless you're going to do it yourself. Or even a better example, black man, and he says, unless you're getting your nails painted by a black-owned business or this or that, or unless you start your own nail business, we're not going to pay other races or other cultures we're not giving our money out. So until you find someone that does this, no more getting your nails done or this or that or whatever the reason. But the reason is valid. It's not about money. What would you advise that young lady to do? Because I'm looking at it like a fork in the road, where this young lady has a great future ahead of her and can make a great legacy, and we can start putting our nuclear families back together. Or she can take the other fork in the road, and let's be honest about this, most of the nail salons are of other cultures. So she's now made a decision to put her finances into the growth of another culture versus her own. So I'm just curious what you would advise.
I would ask her, is your nails that important to you? Because I was specific that, I get my nails, I've been getting my nails done for a long time. So it's really basically clockwork. So I don't know if it's the same for her, but I would have to ask her different questions, because she's not me. She's not me. And I don't know what her financial situation is.
No, when you know the financial situation, they're rich. And let's say that she is you, and she's very adamant and she loves her nails because all of her girlfriends compliment her on her nails, and guys that even though she's married, she still likes to get the attention from other guys who say she's fly and this and that. But he's like, you're my woman. It doesn't matter to me. So I'm not going to put money into it because it doesn't matter to me. I'm going to love you, hug you, kiss you, care about you, take care of you the exact same way, hangnail or not. So, like I said, I just want to know what you would advise her. And she's a nail enthusiast, but she's got a great man. Which fork in the road do you send her down?
But you said that it's because her husband is the one who have the resources. So basically, she don't have any resources outside of her husband.
I mean, this is America, so she can go get half the money. She can divorce him and get half and get her nails done and this and that. Or she can take the other fork in the road where she stays married, has a family, and she just doesn't have the French tip acrylics.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, like I said, I would, yeah, all that. I mean, I would ask her, like, what are your thoughts? What's going on through your head? And I would need to know what her thoughts are on it, on the situation.
I need you to give me a decisive answer. Which road are you going to send her down? The nail road or the nuclear family road?
I would, yeah, I would keep it with the family, because I don't, what I do for myself doesn't mean that I would advise someone to do something that's different. It's do the same that I would do, because I'm my own individual. So I can't really, I don't speak on
But
an individual. I like to speak on my own situation.
if I could jump in real quick, B9, I think
Yes,
that
sir.
I think we need to stop doing that and like pandering to women and saying, well, I'm an individual and I don't want to paint women all in one brush and this and then the third. Like, I think what B9 is getting at is, are you going to tell that girl to be single and alone when she's got a good man who's a good leader and you have a great family? Or are you going to tell the girl to keep crying and bitching about the nails? And I think it's dangerous to say, well, how do you feel? You know good and darn well that woman should stay with her man and give up those stupid nails. That is not worth giving up a family.
Right, it's not, but you still got to hear a person out. People are still individuals, they're human beings, and you still got to at least have you still got to let them at least have the conversation so that they can vent. Maybe they don't want to change. Maybe they just want to vent to someone. You know what I'm saying? Oh, well, this, that, and the third. It could be a venting situation too as well. It doesn't necessarily have to be that.
Literally, he's saying she's vented to you. Now it's your turn to give advice. Are you going to tell the younger generation of women to shut up and keep that good man, because there ain't a lot of good men out here? You got a good one. Or you going to tell her, girl, don't let him boss you around and control you. You do you. You got your own money. You go ahead and keep doing you with those nails. What are you going to tell her?
But that's what I'm saying. You're like, shut up. See, like, I just feel as though it's like it's like you trying to beat down. So when I hear when men say that, shut up, do this, do that. Like what? Like, why are we speaking to individuals and people that way? So it's
I'm not saying
like,
shut up. I'm saying so I think what he's saying is, if I was in that situation, I would tell the individual, you obviously it is your choice. Now I'm gonna tell you that if you pick the nail route, you are an idiot, because now you might not find another man, or maybe again not a good man like this one, and you're gonna be missing out on something that you might not ever get again.
No, stop. I already put in the scenario that he's rich, so you're not going to find another one, and that's the whole point of this. Let's just cut out the back and forth. The point of this is that this is not about her. She's an individual. She's absolutely right. She can live her life the way that she wants, but for the masses, that don't work. And if anybody that's going to preach a message like that is counterproductive to what's going on right now, because that's why we're in this predicament now, because the sisterhood, it matters more for a woman to look good for another woman. It is more embarrassing for a woman to not be able to sit with her girlfriends than it is for her to not be able to sit with her husband. That's the reality of what's going on in America. That's why a woman's not going to give up her nails, her toes, her lips, her lashes, her eyebrows. Her hair is going to look great when she does Instagram pictures. But the same do-rag I got on right now is the same do-rag that woman's going to wear to bed with me. And this is supposed to be the most sensual moments that we spend together. and I get the do-rag, but the gram gets the dude. So we have to stop and just cut the crap out and realize that this is detrimental to our society. This is why we are here now. You don't have to be religious, but this is what you lost when you gave up the church. You gave up the family, the structure, the wisdom to understand what's truly important and what's superficial and shallow.
Okay, well, if that's your take and your opinion on it, and which I do agree too. But my thing is like when you meet someone, you normally see who they are and, how, and what they are, right? If you meet them with the nails done, or if you meet them with the wig and color hair. If you don't like color hair and all of that, you probably won't approach, right? Depending what kind of man you are, and if you're like, okay, I like my woman to just not have a weave or have their regular nails, most likely you approach that kind of woman who's already set up in that way, right? So
Wait, real quick. I'm
why?
sorry, Naima. I'm so sorry. Hold that thought. I need to make sure these are
Okay.
not trolls. Bitcoin, is that really you? And supervision, is that really you?
Hey, what's up, my love? Nice meeting. What's going on, everybody? Hi, Jack. What's up?
Oh, hey. How
Yeah,
about
what's good?
supervision?
Yeah, what's
Okay.
good?
Okay, thank
Okay.
you. You can continue, Naima. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Yeah. So I feel as though whatever woman that you want, choose that woman, right? Because I'm not going to, why choose a woman from the outer? You're like, that's not your twist. It's not your thing. With the long, the nails that you guys were saying, the long nails and the weave, this color and all of that. You're not going to address her, approach her, because you're like, that's not my twist.
Right.
So
Now, I agree with you, but I'm not talking about a her. See, you're talking from a micro individual perspective. I'm talking from a macro group, community, neighborhood, race, societal perspective, because these problems trickle down to bigger societal issues. These problems, because women care so much about their nails and their fashion in the hot girl summer, what they're giving up with the family is financial, is security, is protection. It's so much more than that. So I agree with what you're saying. Every individual has to try on their own sweater before they buy it. But I'm talking about the larger manufacturer that sends these clothes to the store. Let's focus on the big picture and let's work our way down and trickle it down. There's no such thing as trickle up economics.
no, yeah, I get that, but myself and my family, we work in the community, so you're not saying anything that's foreign to me. We work with young children all the time, girls and boys, and a lot of so there's the community issues that
So let's discuss those.
that's way deep though.
So let's discuss it from that lens then. Since you're familiar with it, let's discuss it from that lens, because you should understand that that's the perspective that I'm coming from a macro perspective, not an individual perspective. So like I say, let's stop moving the goalposts about, how her hand feels or this. I'm talking about the masses. I'm talking about there are millions and millions of young children and young college kids that are about to embark on what you and I went through in our 20s and 30s, and they should have better advice than what we had during our 20s and 30s. The masses.
Right, and I agree with that. Yeah, because there's a program called Say Yes to Education, so I'm very aware. But you can have the conversation with the rest of the panel, because I'm going to finish cooking.
Let me ask you a question. What's up?
And
How you doing, sir?
And I want to feed my children. Go ahead.
How you
Have
doing?
a blessing. Thank you.
I mean, for argument's sake, Melody, sorry if I ask something.
Yeah, sure.
I mean,
If
I'm not
it's okay
trying to
with
change the
Naima.
goalposts. I'm not trying to do any of that. But like, just I'm not simping or nothing like that, right? I'm just going to put it like for devil's advocate, right? Let's just now we talking, with the whole nail thing, and I get it. Keep the money in the community, keep the money with your own people, back to the church, and I really agree with that, wholeheartedly, 100%. There's no question about it. I think that's what's getting further. But I also look at myself and even people in my own community, and I see everywhere. I see a nail place, I see a liquor store, and I see a liquor store, I see a Chinese restaurant. If I see a Chinese restaurant, I see this. So if you're gonna tell this woman, not you personally, if the whole culture is gonna tell a woman to not get her nails done here, then that man or whatever should be buying that liquor bottle from that Chinese man next door too. or the Chinese food from the. You see what I'm saying? So is that part of what you're saying too, in a sense? I mean, it all trickles from that as well. You know.
Well, I agree with you there, but
You know what I'm saying?
let me. No, I'm not arguing that. You make an
Yeah,
excellent point. But my issue with what you're saying is that whenever we talk about black men or being incarcerated, we never bring up in that same conversation that women go to the hair salon too much. So when we focus on black men, we exclusively focus on black men and their problems and what they need to do to fix them. But when we focus on black women or women, period, we always have to bring the men into it to counter and be the devil's advocate and bring balance to the force and all of this other stuff. When we can be itemized, we can have the blinders on, and we can focus on black men and men in general all day long. We can add more hours to the day to talk about black men, but we can't talk 5 minutes without a black woman without bringing up the black man.
I see where you come from.
Yeah, I gotta agree with that point.
Yeah, but I'm going to. I do have to feed my children, so you guys can continue on this conversation
and God
with
bless you.
I guess maybe someone else.
No, Miss Naima, this was just a dialogue. It was nothing personal. I hope and pray that you don't feel attacked by the conversation. That's why I said let's take you out of it and talk third-party perspectives. I think that you are a wonderful lady from what I hear and from your ideas that I've heard. And Happy New Year to you and your family, and God bless you all.
You too, but I wasn't taking a personal,
Okay,
nothing like
great,
that.
great,
But
wonderful.
if we're talking about the community issue, we can go on and on because right now in our communities is basically there's a lot of shooting and killings and robberies and stuff like that that's happening that we talk about. And actually, there was a committee that was held to stop the violence and trying to bring people. It's major bad. So I mean, so ultimately there are bigger issues that we need to crunch first before we can even talk about these some other nuances that can be held to a later time to talk about. We have graver issues to definitely worry about, especially in our communities. And there's a trust me, it's really bad.
I'd like
and you
to
should
add
be
on
aware.
to.
I'm sure in your community it's probably maybe the same as well. But I do have to go because I do have to feed my children.
Okay, thanks for coming, Naima.
Thanks, Naima.
Okay, no
And
problem.
what B9
Everybody,
said, it's all love.
okay, no problem.
Take it easy.
Everybody, happy New Year.
You
Oh,
too.
you too.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Okay,
God bless.
Bye.
Where'd
Okay.
JC go? He's been gone for a minute.
He's still here. GC. GC?
Hey, Melly. Yeah, I'm here. I'm just doing stuff too.
Yeah.
Naima, thanks for coming up.
Right. She added some great points, but B9 also added great points. So I thought that was a wonderful, right. I thought that was a wonderful conversation. He made me think like, oh, wow. I never thought of that. But thanks for that. So who else is that? Supervision?
What's up?
Hi. What's up? Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. Happy New Year to all y'all and to the chat.
Happy New Year.
Thank
Happy New
you.
Year.
So what would you like to add to the conversation?
So the topic is should a woman get an allowance or something like that? Like I was just listening to some of the back and forth. But what's the main topic?
Right. So how do you feel about a woman handing over her check and a man giving her an allowance?
They're married or just like in a like what's the setup? Like they're married or are they like committed? Like what's the setup? They doing something serious?
Well, let me have both point of views. But yes, they are married, but I want to see what your point of view is on both of them.
I would be fine with that. I mean, but let's look at what's really going to happen. That would mean like that would mean like he's putting it like in like a family pot, right? So it's going into like the community chest. The husband's going to take the money and he's going to be doing something with it, right? He's going to be using it to further the family.
Well, he's taking her money and putting it with his and paying the bills and the rent and everything like that. But he's handing her over $100 a week.
That's all she getting is $100 a week, though.
That's all she was getting. GC played the video, and the lady was just getting $100. That was it.
Okay, what state they in?
That
I
I'm
think
not
we could
sure.
assume a reasonable state. They're not in LA or New York or something.
Okay, well, here's what's gonna come down to. That's a trust, right? So basically, if you understand law, you understand it's like a trust situation. So she's the
Right.
beneficiary. So she's handing the money into the pot. He's the trustee. He's administering, and he has to take care of all the beneficiaries anyway. So I didn't watch the video, unfortunately. I don't want to be talking like in the dark. But like if they got children, she's probably getting other stuff paid for too that go into like you could say like necessaries. So she
Yeah.
should probably have like a closed budget that's taken care of by the pot. Like she should have certain things that's taken care of by the pot. And if on top of that he gives her a little $100 stipend, like I mean that's cool. Like y'all don't got no problem when AmeriCorps do that, or when like any other business does something like that. Nobody got a problem. But when like it's like a home is supposed to be like a business, but when the home does business type stuff, people got a problem. But they don't have the same problem when the business does that type of stuff. It's just weird.
I
But the
agree
women,
100%.
it seems like the only people who had a problem with it were the women when you looked at the chat.
Oh, because they don't want y'all running them. So that I mean, y'all need to know that
Right.
they don't want y'all running them. So anything that's going to put you in control, and you hear complaints, and it's perfectly viable, and you see they accept it in another type of way, it's just kind of like a resistance. It's not always bad. I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into that. It's like layers to it. It could be like they were just trained to be like that, or it could be like they just really resent you and don't want you to be over them. It's like everybody got different type of mentality. So I'm not going to go that deep, but I don't got no
I think
problem
we
with
should.
that. I need to know more facts about with the case, but like I don't got no problem with that.
Well, we're saying that. So in terms of budgeting, we're saying that the man is the leader of the budget. He's budgeted and allocated money to reoccurring monthly expenses. So all bills, food, water, electric, all that type of stuff. We're talking the allowance is literally like an allowance you'll give your kid. It's discretionary spending. You don't expect to see this go to anything in the future. It's on nails or makeup or eating out or something that you're not budgeting for.
It's like a treat. I mean, she got
Yeah.
$100 a trick off a week, like on whatever you want. Go watch a movie, go buy some games, get your nails done, or invest it in something. Like she could take it and put it into a side business and make even more money. So if she wanted to have a better, like she could start a little side business buying used clothes or some shit like that. Like I'm sorry for the curse word, but like it's about her. She's getting $100 a week. That's $400 a month. That's what $400 a month times 12. That's $3,600. Like somebody could make something with that. You can make another cash flow out of that. So it's like it
Facts.
depends on the people. It depends on the culture of the house.
Right, because
Somebody
she's
will do
using
some
it
work with
on
that.
she's using it on groceries and gas or whatever. So how do
Hey,
you feel about that? Do you think
The
it's
grow if
enough?
the groceries is not taken care of by the pot, or she just like getting extra groceries.
See, that's what I don't know.
I think we should move along like with the pretense that the allowance is 100% money to blow.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
for her
Yeah.
personal use.
Yeah,
Yeah.
then that's just
Exactly.
personal. Like how like it's extra money. You can't complain about extra money if all her basics are taken care of. Like he's providing at a basic minimal level. If everything they need to sustain and move forward as a group is taken care of, you can't complain about extra. Like you can't complain about extra. Like
and
it's
that's
extra.
exactly what it was because it's an allowance. We all had allowance as kids. That money didn't mean we
I
didn't have
didn't.
dinner. Well, if
I
you
didn't
well
either.
you but you knew
I
how it
did.
worked
I
though.
knew how it worked, so I could appreciate it because
You
I
knew
didn't
that
have it.
you knew that a kid that got allowance didn't forfeit dinner that night.
Right.
Exactly.
He still got his basics and all of that. So just by knowing the true definition of the word, we know that it's not okay. You're getting $100 a month now. You're on your own. It's an
Mhm.
extra thing. But the one thing that I want to point out, that I want to ask the gentleman that just spoke, brought a very interesting point that I want to ask him. Why is it acceptable if this situation was a business deal, but it wouldn't be acceptable by the masses just because it's a husband and wife deal?
Because they don't like
Good
you.
question.
I'm
The
a
trust,
strong,
right? Like you got the
independent boss,
trust.
babe, and I don't need no man.
They don't like you. That's it. It's no logical reason. They just don't like you. So it's like, you trying to do something good? Get out of here.
They don't want to see a man in control. That's what it
That's
is.
it. It's that simple. Like you don't
100%.
got to think too hard. If you could take all the different arguments. If you like reduce it to the least common denominator, or whatever the expression is, It's just an emotional reason. It's like, you trying to do something? Nah,
And
With
son.
that's
feminism,
okay,
The point
but
that
let's go deeper with that. That's what allows these Harvey Weinsteins or whatever to exist, because a woman has now put it in her mind that it's more socially acceptable to sit on the couch to get a movie deal versus sitting on that couch with your husband.
mm,
Yeah, there's less responsibility with one. You could always turn back and flip on him later. Like it's less responsibility. You could like it's like a looser lifestyle. If that's what you want, if you want like a loose, permissive type of, like movie type of drama type of lifestyle where they do that soap opera type stuff and get away with it, it's like non-accountability porn. They want like a non-accountability porn type lifestyle. Some people, so they promote situations where people
It's
get
almost
scot
like
free.
pimping. It's almost it's not really, but when you think about it, like if that person has the trust for that person, because the true definition of allowance is somebody giving their money.
well, I think we're talking in terms of
When
like a
your parents
family
gave you
unit.
something, when you cut the loan, and then you got allowance. Like that
Well,
was your
I think we're
allowance. Like
Like what if Will cut off Jada? Like what if Will just cut her off
that would be the best thing that
for
happened all of
the August?
2022.
I'll say the thing. And not just be the best thing. I agree with you, but the problem is, what is the reflection that he would get back from that?
And from who?
From society, from the
Man, I would be
industry.
cheering that man on left and right.
Yeah, you would, but you know how cancel culture works. Even
So
though he
women,
would be dead right to within his rights to say, "Hey, this is enough. You've embarrassed me. You embarrassed my children. You messed up my legacy. You messed up my family name. Even if you was going to do this, be smart enough to keep it a secret, the same way I kept my dirt a secret." So he had every right to do it. They would still lamp-base him, and
I
it.
think
Even
the specific thing is women would land base him. Not men would not. Men would be
I
like, hell yeah.
disagree.
Women would. You disagree?
Most men are
I'd love
weak.
to hear why.
Most men are weak. Most men like me or you, I agree with you, Red Pill. But that's why men like me and you exist. Because, pardon my French, not only do women have a lot of power, they get this power because bitch ass motherfuckers run the world. They need real men to take over. They need a backbone. See, anyone will lay down because this is about capital. And as long as the dollar's coming in, it's all good. As long as the dollar's coming in, no matter how many old black women we have, it makes sense to dress up a 30-year-old black man in a fat suit and put that wig on him. Like there's a shortage of black women out here that can play the Medea role.
how about if the situation was the woman made more money and she still gave off that money? Those dynamics do make a difference. Like
Say that
she's a
again.
breadwinner and she's
If
handing
she's
over.
I would say first, if she's the breadwinner as a man, you gotta step your weight up because she's gonna feel like she has more power over you. And if you are the more logical of the two,
But
even
what
though
power? She's handing over all the money. She's giving you all the power. If she's letting you do that, think about it. It's like
I would still,
But
but kind of like Naima was saying a little bit, she would be like, I got my own. And women kind of just will innately start to think like, well, I don't like this. Kind of like the other gentleman was saying, he's like, they're going to not like it. So I think as a man, you should try to get your weight up.
it would be very unselfish of her.
I think it's a class issue there because you have
I
to look.
agree with
Why would she
you.
turn it over? What type of guy are we talking about?
Right?
Like,
Maybe he's that type of guy who
a
has
guy.
more to offer than just money. Maybe he's that type of guy who has more to offer, like family values and things that she can never acquire. Maybe things she didn't grow up with,
She might
things
have.
that
He
she
might
can't
have
buy.
connections. He might be a militant type guy because then it's like, oh, he's like what else is what else is he bringing to the table that
That's what
might
I'm saying. Yeah, there's gotta be
might
something.
being
Wisdom.
willing to
He's
turn over.
bringing wisdom.
I'm,
He's bringing wisdom to the table. That's what
Right.
he's bringing to the table. Because see, the key of this whole situation is, and I'm gonna cam up for this part of it. The key of this whole situation is, ladies and gentlemen, a real man will take his money and your money and make more money. That's what a real man does. When I don't care if you are a trash man or you are a heart surgeon, your paycheck is just seed money for you to invest, for you to take advantage of this capitalist system that everyone else has taken full advantage of. So it doesn't matter who makes the most. It should be the man, because a man who has the right amount of wisdom is utilizing that wisdom. But if for whatever reason she hits the lottery and she has $100 million, the wise thing for her to do is take that $100 million to that wise man, so that $100 million can become $1 billion. Shibu Inu, Dogecoin, and other things like that did it just last year.
I mean, that makes sense to me because he got the bigger body. He's better able to handle stress. He's better able to handle the bigger responsibilities. And that same multiplying she could do with the allowance money. She could grow something big out of that if she's judicious with the small amount she uses. And it might be better she starts small. Her body's smaller, so she's more receptive to stress. So it's like if you really kind of do the science, you can see like this is it kind of makes sense in a way. But obviously there are some women who have extraordinary abilities.
Now, how about this? How about would you hand your check over to a woman? Would you hand it over to a woman? I mean, it's called the alpha beta stuff. But like, let's say if that woman had more wisdom than you, let's just say. I mean, not talking about me, not saying me personally.
The dude was enumerate. He might need to. I mean, you gotta look at the particulars. The dude's enumerate. Maybe he has a certain skill set that allowed him to acquire money, but he has no capacity to manage.
He can't keep it. He can't keep it.
He might need to trust somebody. So if he could trust whoever, make a count, then he's gonna go with that person. It's not.
It happens a lot too, though. A lot of men do that. They come home, they just give them to their wife because their wife usually pays the bill. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I've seen that situation a lot, though.
It depends, because not everybody got the same fair start in life. So you can't judge everything by some binary concept. You gotta look at what the person actually got and what they're actually bringing to the table. So we can talk generally, but we ultimately got to get specific to see what's really.
It's not natural. It's not natural. I'm sure y'all would agree. It's not natural, but.
Yeah. I think we all.
No, it's not. It's not ideal. I'll say it's not ideal. But naturally, you shouldn't be having people who can't count and living in society. Like, there's a lot of stuff that's unnatural that goes by, and we got to deal with that. So we got to be practical too.
Right, but I think
don't it feel weird if a woman was handing you money over? That would feel a little weird. No?
I agree with Melody. I think most men would feel emasculated, and I just put that in the chat. I could not have my woman giving me an allowance. Like I would not feel like a man. I can't envision. If you think of anybody who you consider to be like a great man, I don't think I could think of anybody who's been given an allowance. That just sounds weak. That just sounds emasculating.
Remember, when you say allowance, like you're giving your check. That's not an allowance. Like an allowance is something.
But we're saying this whole conversation, we've been saying that the person who is giving their entire check to the other individual who's more fiscally responsible, they're getting an allowance.
So let me ask you a question. Did you ever see that movie, The Professional? Did you ever see that old movie, The Professional, with Natalie Portman?
I don't think I can say that I have.
All right, he was like an assassin, and he was doing jobs, and the guy who was giving him the job was basically like holding his money for him, and he would give him a couple dollars here and there because I guess in the country or whatever. But how would you feel about a situation like that? And it was like two men. Is it the gender, or is it just like the education that's really playing on the power?
I think it's the social level.
More so. It's like, so the social is also better, but we gotta look at aside from just male, female.
Hey, no, I have something even easier though. What if she actually hit the Powerball, and she's your wife, and you've always been the provider and this and that or whatever, but she hits the Powerball and says now the money's going in her name and her account, and now she's saying I'm gonna take care of you, honey. Are you saying you're gonna leave her?
No,
I'm talking the red pill.
Oh.
I'm sorry, say that one more time. If she wins the lottery and then she's like, it's all mine, then what?
No, I said she's your wife. You're married. You're happily married. You've been giving her an allowance. Now she wins the Powerball, and now she's just saying, I love you the same, but now I'm going to give you an allowance, and it's going to be a bigger allowance than you were giving me because I'm making more. Are you saying that you would want to leave her?
No, I'm not saying that. I think so. If we have at the beginning of the relationship, and it's like you can see in these dynamics that who's more financially responsible, right? So if I've been the one that has been keeping all the money and budgeting and planning for our future and building a legacy and trying to do all that type of stuff, I don't think because she actually has in her possession the winning scratch off ticket that means that I shouldn't be in charge, and that's vice versa. This is not a man or woman thing. If the woman again, I think generally the man should be in charge if he's more logical, because men are more logical than women. But if the woman is in charge, again, if the man wins the Powerball, well, she's more responsible with the money. So why would you just get to keep it and just like, all right, yeah, we doing me now? Like, yeah, it's my turn to run the show. Like, no, the person who's more financially responsible should be in charge of the money. Now, just because she hit the Powerball does not mean she's more financially responsible. As a matter of fact, with the lottery example, most people who win the lottery go broke. It's like the very vast majority. So I absolutely think it should still go to the person who has been running the show budget wise.
I like you, Red Pill. I really like you and how you think, sir.
Big
I
ups,
like you
man. Appreciate
all.
it.
This is a great conversation.
Yeah, I
love
just
it.
try to keep things fact
Class
based.
matters.
That's
So
one
you
thing.
got to be so
I mean,
fair.
but then you also have the people who take advantage of that person, because that's a really great person too. A person that's handing over their money, trusts you, letting you, because paying the bills is not an easy job, whether you're financially responsible or mentally. Because I know personally how it is. When you get the money, sometimes people have the money, they don't know how to pay bills. I know people who make the money but don't know how to pay bills just accordingly. I mean, we all know people like this. They make enough money, they just can't pay the light bill, and the phone bill, and they just don't have a chronological time order with things. This is just modern. This is just what it is. So, I mean, are women better at that or men better at that? I mean, I see a lot of women that are really good at that. Like men, there's a lot, but I see a lot of women that are stepping up to the plates. I think that's because men are not taking the role of it anymore. They're kind of like, you know what? Let them take it.
I gotta push back on that one now.
Men are better.
You would
Men are a lot better.
think somebody on a monthly cycle would be
No, I do
assuming.
it personally. I'm just saying I've seen a lot of women in other relationships of doing it the same way I'm doing. I'm like, damn, they doing exactly what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm like, the fuck.
Are they saving the same way you're saving? Do they have the same expenses that you have?
They're about the
See,
same
it's not
ballpark.
just about it's not just about what you bring in, it's about what you're saving. See, saving is more valuable than what you bring in because your savings aren't taxed. Your earnings are taxed. So if you save $100, that's more than earning $100.
Yeah.
So those are the factors that you have to take into consideration when you're comparing this. You can't just make an apples to orange comparison off of what's being brought in. The key to a man is what's being taken out. We're not allowing all of the hairdos. We're not. That's what this whole conversation is all about. We're not allowing all of the nails and the lashes and the Botox and the all the BBLs and all this other stuff that women claim they would die without.
Yeah, I guess it's not what you have; it's how long you can keep it, right?
That's the point of generational wealth. See, anybody can be rich, but not anybody can build wealth. Wealth, the factor of wealth is always time, and time is God's medicine.
Deborah speaking facts.
Deborah. Well,
I mean, I always assimilated wealth with like things like that money can't buy. I mean, I know wealth is like it's still money, but wealth has a lot to do with like morals and respect and dignity. Things that you're taught that money can never buy. Look at all these rich people, like super, super rich. They pay for respect. They pay for everything. The biggest thing that they don't have that we all have in this room, they have to pay for on a daily basis is privacy. We all can go somewhere and eat with our loved ones in private. They literally have to go places and look over their shoulders every single day and pay thousands upon thousands to just go to like Six Flags Great Adventure, just as an example. You know what I mean? Like privacy. Imagine the day you have to pay everything you have close to it just for privacy. It's almost like, is it worth it or is it not worth it? You know what I mean? Like,
I think it's definitely worth it.
Actually, you know what I like? Even though I do know how to like, control my money, I like the fact that he's in control. You know what I mean? It's weird. Like, I still want him to take care of the money and everything.
Melody out here trying to be a whole wife, y'all.
No, I'm serious. I like the feeling. Like, even though I could financially take care of my own money, I just like the feeling of a man doing it. And I'll take that allowance. Why not?
I think that's your natural feminine submissive nature, and I think that more women should think like that.
I guess. I don't know, but I always felt like that. I always wanted the man to be in control of me. That's just me. But these women are like, oh my God, this is crazy. Why would you let a man control your money? Like, it's just crazy.
Deep-seated fears.
Yeah, like, I don't know. But yeah, this was a great conversation, guys. But I kind of gotta go. But thanks for coming, you guys. This was an awesome conversation.
Oh, you got an
Even
awesome
Naima.
channel. I'm glad that there's someone out here like you that is pushing the femininity uh envelope, because that makes our lives so much easier and so much more pleasurable and so much more worth living when we don't got to deal with these knucklehead women out here that want to
Mhm.
combat us instead of work with us. Because when we
Mhm.
work together, we have this thing called synergy. And if you understand synergy, you know that 1 + 1 can be 3.
Mhm.
Right.
So, and I leave on this note, you all. This is my first time being on your platform, but please, all y'all, subscribe to my channel, because, and
Drop
I'm
your
not
link.
going, I'm not going to even drop the link, because, like I said, I'm not here to try to steal any of your thunder. I'm here to try to help people out that want this game, that want to learn how to man up and take control back, because it starts with financial education. And that's the education we were robbed from, ladies and gentlemen. When we
Mhm.
understand how to make capital, then we understand the capitalist society that we live in. So my name is B9 Nizzle. You find I'm on YouTube. If you care about what I'm talking about and you like how I kick it, you find me. I'm here for you.
No,
God bless you.
I would like your channel dropped though, because you can help a lot of men out there, and a lot of like, drop it, please. I don't. Are you a mod? Let me see if you're a mod.
No, I don't.
I don't know if I can make you. Oh, I can't make you a mod on my phone.
Yeah,
Damn,
it's all,
not
like I
on my
said, it's
computer.
all good. No. I find that I only rock with people who really want to do a little work and get to it anyway. All you got to do is type in the letter B, the number 9, and nizzle, like Snoop Dogg for shizzle, my nizzle. Somebody
Yeah,
put it in the chat earlier that I look like Snoop. So
you
make your
do.
joke. So make your jokes, but learn. I don't care. I'm the only one that cammed up tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So I
Mhm.
don't have a problem with the jokes and what you looking at
That's
me
not a
and
joke.
what you did. No.
You
I'm
look.
not
You
saying
look
no.
good.
No, I'm talking. You just put something on the screen that my man Ray was talking about. I was simping on the Lapeef channel. Like I said, none of that stuff bothers me. I'm here for you all. I love you all. You don't have to love me back, but just learn this game, improve your life. And if we ever meet in real life, you'll love me, because you will say, hey, B9, $100,000 later, I don't like how you talk, but this money is real. I now know what a PE ratio is. I got
Mhm.
in on Solana or Bitcoin earlier than I would have if I didn't listen to you. That's what I'm here for, to improve your life. So God bless you all. And
God
please,
bless.
this ain't about me. Like I said, it's about you all. And it's also about Miss Melody, because this is her channel. So everybody in here, make sure you subscribe to her channel. Make sure you give her a like. Make sure you have the notification bell on for her stuff. She was gracious enough to allow me in her home. So please give her the respect that's due to her. Happy New Year to
Thank you
you
so much.
all.
Happy New Year.
Happy
Bitcoin,
New Year.
Bread Pill, I hope you subscribe. Bitcoin, I already know you in that game just off your name.
Know
So
that, bro. I'm on the NFT on that Metasphere. Trust me, I'm waiting.
Hey,
I'm
that's
way up
right.
there.
let's
That's big
go.
money right there. And you, sir, you heard me just say Solana, so you
Yeah.
already know. But yeah, so God bless you all. Game changer, supervision, Miss Melody once again.
Do you get
Everybody
Cat
in the
Williams too?
chat,
Do you
even
get
my
Cat
man.
Williams? Do people tell
What you
you like
say?
Cat Williams?
I get
Huh?
Cat Williams, I get
Oh yeah.
Snoop, I get hold on, I get Nipsey Hussle,
Yeah, I think a
Mhm.
I
little
Yeah.
Nipsey too.
I
Yeah.
get when I clean up, I get Marlon Wayans, I
Oh
get
shit.
Obama,
I
I get them all.
All
So
related.
I
I
see
get
Yeah.
it
all
from
of
the
them.
rooter, I get
Probably
it from
that
the
one.
rooter to the tutor. So like I said, I'm
I
built
see.
for
Are you
this.
on the West Coast?
I'm actually in DC. And that's so
Oh,
funny.
okay.
The guy
East
that
Coast.
called me Snoop had 757 in his name. We right down the street from each other. So I'm in the nation's capital. So like I said, I'm right here where all of the politics and the money making happens. So
Yo,
I'm on
peace
the
out. I gotta
ground.
go. Peace out, fellas. Ladies.
Yeah,
Bye.
I'm
Peace.
gone to. God
Happy New
bless.
Year.
I'm gone to. God bless you all. Peace out.
God bless. Peace.
All right. Bye-bye.
Peace, everybody.
Bye.
All right, everybody, have a
Peace.
good night. Thanks for having me
You
on, Melody. I
too.
appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, I'll come back.
Definitely make sure you do. And Game Changer, you there? Are you there, Game Changer? Well, anyway, thank you everybody for coming. This was a great show and a great panel. I really appreciate you guys. Game Changer will be having movie night Thursday, so make sure you guys come through, show your love and support. I will see you guys later. Peace.